We're live. Okay. So thanks, guys. Sorry we're a little late. Welcome to channel 27. We wanted to wait for Rex to wrap up with the Peace Stealer. So if you didn't check that out, go check that video out. So today I'm Heidi, and let me make sure this sound off.
Today you're Heidi.
Today I'm Heidi. Yeah. Today I'm acting like Heidi. No. Today, all right. Sorry, guys. We've been talking for a long time. Just a couple announcements. I'm Heidi. This is Trisha. Trisha is a spiritual numerologist. Phenomenal. You have to go to her YouTube channel, Trisha G Numerologist. It's on the thumbnail. I'm going to post it in the comments, as well as pin the comment in the bottom. So Trisha and I just did about 15 readings, and we have it downloaded. I just have to make a title. So we've had a lot of conversations today. So we did a big thing for 15 people. I think at least 15. We'll upload that after. So today, Trisha, why don't you tell us what we're going to, here we go. Trisha, why don't you tell us what we're going to talk about?
Sorry, the last time the cat did that, I got trolls. So I hope that's not a sign.
God. Here we go. I mean, that was a sign.
She hasn't done that for weeks. I'm sorry, just to add that. My cat is throwing herself at the background.
Oh my God, that's so great.
Anyway, well, one thing I was going to look at was people's expression, see what personal year they're in. This global year 11, I feel is quite a special year. The last time we had one was 2009, and we discussed, oh, that's what I meant to say to you. We were discussing that year. I got my first wedding invite the day after we were discussing. I haven't had a wedding invite for a long time to somebody's wedding, and I got a wedding invite the next day. Wow. It's quite a big year for love, relationships, but it's a year 11 is spiritual enlightenment. It's like you have, for everybody, personal development is key. I mean, it's key, to be honest with you, to grow. I feel everybody needs to be doing personal development, but in a year 11, it's even more important. It's about doing things with integrity. So doing things is to help everybody ascend and raise their vibration, and do it for the right reasons, not out of ego or like, oh, because I want to make a lot of money off somebody. You know, yes, we all want to make money. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's just being as high vibration as you possibly can. We're all at different levels. Nobody's better than anyone else, but we are at different levels of ascension, I feel. So yeah, so I was going to look at what your year is and how that would tie in with the global.
Hold on, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Before we go there, I want to show you what Trisha sends with a numerology, because I thought numerology was like, oh, you're a 7. Okay. Okay, well, that's great. I'm a 7. So is a Queen of England. Yeah. Speaking of, oh my gosh, I have to tell a story later. Remind me to tell you later. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I want everybody to see what she sends you. Hold on, let me find it. I have it somewhere. I know I do. Oh my God, where did it go? Here it is. Okay. So literally, it's all of this. This is like life path, birthday, karmic depths. I mean, this is 38 pages. Look at all this. This is way more than, oh, you're a 7. This thing will make you dizzy. Okay.
Yeah.
You get it all. It tells you everything. And this is, look. Yep. So there's clearly a lot more to numerology than just your life path number, you know, and all that stuff. So it's very important to know these things, because I do believe everything is run by numbers, even astrology. Like as we do readings, we are putting together more and more astrology with numerology. I mean, they go together. They coincide together for 100%. Don't you agree, Trisha?
Yeah, we found that out tonight, you know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. More so, the more we do it, it's just standing out. Things are like, oh yeah, that sort of connects. But it shows you cycles and transits, which you don't hear me talking about, like Heidi does, because she's got it in front of her and she can see it. Whereas obviously when I'm just looking at your date of birth, I can't look at your cycles and transits unless I had the program out in front of me, which unfortunately I've only got one computer in front of me, so it would be very difficult. But yeah,
you saw how many screens I have. So when everybody hates on me because everybody's like, oh my God, her eyes look so crazy. That's literally because I have 3 screens that I have to maintain with all my astrology things.
My eyes would be if I had all that in front of me. And it's so, the same with astrology, there's cycles and transits, there is with numerology as well. There's just so much more. And what I'm loving is that, like, any of your subscribers that have come to me, they want to know more, they want to go deeper, and which I love, because a lot of people that have come to me don't want to know beyond their life path number and the year they're in, really. So I love that they want to know more and they want to go deeper.
Can I ask you a question? What is a pinnacle number?
The pinnacle numbers.
Yeah.
Now you put me on the spot.
Here, it's this one. It says pinnacle numbers 3714. Challenge numbers and age span. Don't worry, you don't have to answer it right now.
Yeah,
I probably shouldn't even have it answered right now.
I'd have to look at it.
What about when it says age? Okay, age. Let me tell you.
There's different pinnacles at different ages, you see.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, age span periods for challenges. I can tell you that 100%, 0 to 29 was awfully challenging. Oh, maybe that's like, all right, we can't go there. So there's a lot to learn, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, like your hidden passion number is a 9. So what is not obvious to people, or maybe you hide, is about the humanitarian side to you.
Yeah, I have a really nice side to me, guys, period. That's why I just cut off the live chat and did a bunch of live readings. So I could do.
No, in all seriousness, that's the side, it's a hidden side to you, but it's a passion, So yeah, Heidi is a nice person deep down.
Deep down inside. It's all a facade, my feistiness. It's true though. That's the best way to, even though I come off a little rough around the edges.
But I heard you talk about this with Jenny, like sometimes, someone like me might be more aggressive in some ways than you might make it obvious, but I might hide mine.
Yeah. It's very true.
I probably handle mine in a different way that you wouldn't know.
Yeah. Those are the scary ones that you got to look out for, the ones that hide it. I get mine out on the spot. Then I'm done.
Was it my Mars and Pisces in the 8th house would do it?
Yeah.
It would hide. I would hide it. You wouldn't know.
Well, and your Capricorn moon, the fact that you can like take it away, like you can just practically diffuse things, just to a way that makes you. And plus, you have a Moon Jupiter conjunction. That's like a very nice conjunction to have.
Oh, that's good news.
It's a very optimistic type of thinking. Just like I asked you how much shit was going to hit the fan this year, and you're like, "Well, I'm very optimistic about it." Yeah. So
because I feel like you've got to think that way, because if you think about what could go wrong, could happen, like I'd just go and to me that'd make me feel like, what's the point of living? Not that I would do anything like that, but like I just can't even go there, because it would I'd feel miserable.
Yeah. Well, on the total reverse, I'll say, I also think though, if you think of the negative a lot, okay, then you're not really shocked when something bad happens and you don't have such a reality check either.
Yeah,
so because you have to be a little balanced of both.
I have been shocked by some people's behavior, and even in family members where it's absolutely, I could never have believed someone would do a certain thing. Whereas other people might have been, well, yeah, I was not surprised, and they're not so shocked. Whereas I have been.
Yeah. See, and that's, it's a good thing, I think, to know a little bit about the good and a little bit about the bad, just keep your mind open to everything.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about 11, this wonderful year, because, I have my own thoughts on it. I think that personally, this is my negative side, would be the reason why people are going to group together. I kind of brought this up with Jenny, is that because when like trauma, tragedy happens, what do? You go to religion, you go to astrology, you go to numerology, you go to tarot, you find groups and networks and circles that you can feel, and we're already the head of the game, like the people that have been subscribing, that have subscribed to us, that we're ahead of the game. We're not expecting like this world this year to be easy and breezy, I think. So I also think that there's going to be a lot of turning points. And so, Trisha, that's with me with astrology and everything. So what about you? What do you think?
You mean globally or
globally? Yeah, let's do it globally, like more along the lines of like the world.
Well, the things I feel that are going to come out this year are more about paedophilia, not just in America, but in the UK, because I know there's some people that watch that are from the UK, but it is rife in the UK and it is everywhere, but I think we're more shocked when it's people in Hollywood or high up people, because we don't expect that from them. We you think that we trust them, or we should be able to trust them. I feel there's going to be a lot more of that coming out at high levels. I think it needs to come out as well. I mean, there was a point when you couldn't even, people didn't even talk about it. They've kept it quiet 30, 40 years. They're suffering inside because they've been abused as a child. Thankfully now, I think there's more of that going to come out. I feel there's going to be more terrorism.
Yeah.
A lot more, unfortunately. And I've noticed the way they do it is now, before, like, I know you're younger than me, Heidi, like with the IRA, and like years ago, it used to be like car bombs, they used to put bombs under the cars, and there's been like a trend of different types of the way they go about it. I've noticed now they're using vehicles like cars to plow into people, or trucks or buses or whatever. It's really strange how, I don't know if there's some sort of trend on the type of the way they do it. Like before, it would be like in the military, we had to check for car bombs under the car. But now, like, they're using the vehicle to drive at people. So I don't know if there's.
Let me just bring this up too, so everybody knows what Trisha's background is, because I find this extremely fascinating. Trisha was in the Army for, Navy for many years. Okay, she actually was a meteorologist. Ardra, Gemini Ardra. Okay, that's what that is. Yeah. So, and when I found that out, I didn't even know that part about it, because I asked you about the weather bombs and stuff, and you're like, oh, the meteorologist side of me, blah blah blah. Yeah. So, Trisha has one extensive background of knowledge already. Number one, and two, she uses these tools as well with her practical knowledge. So it's not like you and I both, I think, are pretty well versed on some of the serious things that happen in this world. Go ahead. Sorry, I just wanted everybody to know that.
No, because that's quite, true, because I spent 11 years in the military, so it sort of gives you quite an understanding of different things that people don't even think about, probably. Right. But yeah, what I was going to say now.
Sorry,
what's going to go on the world? Well, I think those two particularly are going to be also about, what was it? You thought, was it earthquakes you picked up? Was it earthquakes or, not volcanoes, was it?
My rod said tsunamis, remember?
Tsunami, yeah.
And then after I heard just a couple, when I heard Cliff Hyde talk about on Rex's channel, which actually Cliff's coming on my channel next week, when I heard him say stuff about the sea levels and stuff, that even made more sense to me. Like, so after listening to him, seeing his reports and stuff, there's going to be some serious shakeups and then listen to this, the nakshatra that Saturn is in until August 15th is like all about water. So
you think water is cleansing it? Yeah, I wonder, like, when they had the tsunami, was it the year 2000, the one in, was it Thailand? The really bad one. Oh my
gosh, wasn't it the 2009? Because it's right when
Was it 2000? Can't remember what year it was, but I wonder if there was like a trend, you know, like when they had that really big one. It was New Year, wasn't it, when it happened, wasn't it?
That actually could have been 2010. 2010 was the year I got married. Like that was the year I got married.
That's what we were discussing the other night, the 2009, 2010 thing.
Yeah, and that year we had an earthquake and a hurricane in the same week here in Maryland. And I, like where I live, that's not normal. Like it's not normal to have an earthquake, and it was bad. So yeah, interesting. So that might be next year.
We had an earthquake actually when I was, what year would that be? I think it was 97, 98 in the UK, because I can remember being in bed on a Sunday Sunday morning, and it felt like somebody had rammed the building, and we had quite an earthquake down in Cornwall. That would have been 97, and the 97, 98.
Interesting.
And we don't often really have earthquakes here, not very big ones anyway.
Well, when you think of 11, well, if you did bring it down to a 2, hypothetically, because say you didn't turn it into a master number, right? You just brought it to a 2. What's the 2? The moon. Right? Isn't 2 the moon in numerology?
Yeah, I guess you could put the moon to it.
I just saw it on one of these papers that I was reading. And yeah, it's number 2. And think about it. 2 is emotions, women. It's
a feminine number.
Yeah. And if you think about it also, 2, the moon, it can be water. It's like water because it's Cancer sign. It's ruled by water. So once again, there's just another, it could be.
And in Western astrology, the full moon on the 1st was 11 degrees in Cancer.
Yeah.
It was the first in the year 11, and it was 11 degrees in Cancer, apparently.
Well, and you know what I kept seeing, 11-11. For the past month and a half to this day, still doesn't stop. I see 11-11 every day. Every day. Sometimes twice a day.
Yeah. New Year's Day, every time I looked at the clock, it was double numbers. It was either 01, the first one I saw was 0101 before we went live. And it was like double figures all the way through New Year's Day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was intense New Year's Day for me.
And I think another thing, I mean, we're kind of going to be bouncing around all over the place here, I guess. So another thing I think that's going to be happening is, so all the women, like, you know, just women things are going to change with women, with what is going on with women, what has happened with women. So women could probably, maybe, in my opinion, be the ones that are brought to justice too, right? Or maybe that, just like the Clinton thing that's coming up, which I have been predicting for the past year now. Okay, I said, no matter what, her thing is coming up. Like, it will come. Time will tell. This will come up. I've said it for many months, and it's happening. It's actually happening this week. Okay, it's like it's happening as we were speaking. Her house caught on fire. You know,
she had an injury, isn't she? She was in a foot. She had some sort of boot thing on for ages. She still got that on.
I don't know, but I just know that this justice will all come to fruition. I really do believe that. You know, like, and it's about time. Like, it really is, because.
And she's going into year 11 this year, later on in the year. Which do you think 11 is the justice card in the tarot? Interesting. Heidi's like, you what's like, reminded me of.
We asked it earlier. Is Hillary Clinton, I didn't want to say her name. I didn't want to say it, but is HC going to be brought to justice? Looks like a yes. This is the first time they've said yes. Usually they go like this. They just.
2 of Cups come out. Let's pull her another card. 9 of Cups reverse. So that's normally, you know, celebration, but it's come out reversed. A lot of water though, a lot of cups. That's all about emotions, the cups.
Yeah.
8 of Pentacles reversed. I'm
telling you guys, and actually, you know, I don't know, do you know who John Hogue is, Trisha? He's a philosopher. He's been all over.
I've seen him on your show.
Yeah, so he's coming on the following week because he just wrote a new book with his new predictions. I can't wait to hear what he has to say.
I like listening to it. I watched the replays of his that you did before we got talking.
He's amazing. And, you know, when you put all this together, all of these predictions, so I got the 7 of Cups. That's about every cup. And I got the Emperor.
Authority, power, you know, maybe authority figures, military.
Whoa. 3 of Wands. I think there's going to be all part. Like, this isn't just going to be her, guys. This is going to be like a shaken up. This is a big shake up, guys. It really is. And so many people are seeing it now. You know, and I think the best thing that ever happened was that guy that Bannon that published that book. It's so stupid. What that did was just activate Trump like this, because all he needed was that. And he's in cahoots with George Soros. I don't care what anybody says. I just listened to something to know that he is from reliable sources from Alex Jones. So he's definitely in cahoots with this Chinese guy that's close to Soros, whatever. So things are going. One of my subscribers sent me this. They're all going down. They're all going down.
And that Alex Jones, he's a 7 like you.
He is.
Yeah. He's got lots of 7s actually. So he's going to be that wanting to be the seeker of the truth. He, you know, wants to know what's really going on.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that is the truth. And everybody is going to be Page of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting year. You know, hopefully.
I mean, I'm thinking positive, but I know, you know, the world is not going to be like hunky-dory all the year round. It just doesn't work like that. But I'm keeping a positive mind as much as possible.
Yeah.
That's my way of looking
at it. I might be changing my perspective on Pence too, because I think I might have been wrong on that I said. So I'll admit it if I was wrong. You know, I didn't think he was, I didn't really like him. I didn't think he was the best, but I don't know. I'm a little concerned about what I've been hearing lately. So my view on Pence might change. But once again, unless you know somebody's birth time, which go figure, Donald Trump's the only person that has put his published birth certificate out there. Okay. Basically, he's the only person in this world that you can see that it's like legit. It's his birth certificate. He has nothing to hide, like he says. He does it. And it's so great.
It's interesting that he does that.
I mean, I know why he did it, because of the Obama thing. He was saying, oh, I have nothing to hide, because Obama has all these like.
Yeah, about his birth. Yeah, true. I can see that now.
But nobody else would do that. Like Hillary Clinton's not going to put her birth certificate out there. I guarantee you. Nobody that's smart puts their birth certificate out there. You know, because they know what you can do.
Yeah. Interesting.
All right, so let's get into some numbers. Sorry to keep distracting you, Trisha.
No, it's okay. I can't see the chat at the moment, so I don't know if I need to get the chat up, do I?
No, but if you want to, you can.
Yeah, I'll have to get one of my other phones. I've got 2 phones and a computer in front of me now. If you could see what Heidi has in front of her, it's like, let me move that light across. No, it's too dark now. I'll use this one. Now I've gone like an Oompa Loompa. Okay.
But it is interesting to hear your perspective, because you're coming from, you know, different.
Oh, and the other thing that, like I said, New Year, the monarchy, I think there's going to be huge. And the word Australia actually keeps coming to mind, because we were talking about something in Australia earlier, and I don't know why, but Australia keeps coming to mind. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen, but when I seem to, a place keeps being brought to my attention, I don't always know why, but something ends up happening there. It's like before, I used to keep seeing the Eiffel Tower everywhere, just like a symbol. But I do feel the monarchy, I think there's some huge changes.
Yeah.
This year. I keep saying next year, this year.
Yeah. Somebody wrote here, Mike Pence is bulletproof. He's always with his wife. And I always thought that, like, his wife's not. And then Jenny Moonstone went on and she said something about Pence, or his wife. So I was like, oh God. But I still always thought, you know, because Pence is with his wife. She goes on every trip with him. like every trip. Like he can't get out and do anything wrong. You know, that's kind of how I thought. But
why? What have they tried to say, that he's been doing dodgy?
He's part of all of it, that stuff too. But I look at his kids and I see his kids and say, I mean, his kids are good kids. They look like good kids. They're in the army. The ones in the army, in the military. The other ones in the daughter seems really like has her head on right. Certainly a little bit better than the Clinton.
What's he supposed to have done with children or adults?
I don't know. Yeah, I just heard all that. We probably shouldn't say it, but yeah, I've heard it. What's that? The cat?
It's a cat. Sorry.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I thought that was Lewis for a second.
Lewis, no.
Hold on, let me ask.
She's never left me alone. I'm gonna have to, sorry about this.
Mike Pence.
Masco, you can't come on camera. Sorry.
Does Mike Pence have good here? So everybody sees. Is Mike Pence? What should I ask it? How do I say this in the right way? Because it won't answer me if it's like not the right way. Okay, is Mike Pence part of the corrupted side?
Yes. I've got the chat up now.
That just made me nervous.
It depends. When you say corrupted side, though, that could be in any area.
Corrupted. Is Donald Trump part of the corruption?
Heidi's very pleased about that.
I know. I always get nervous when I ask that because you just never know what these are going to say sometimes.
No, because I've asked them questions. Heidi picked something up, and I'm going to say what it was, in somebody's chart to do with me. And I was like, no way, Jose, I can't ever believe that. But the rods agreed with you, you know, what you were saying, what you picked up in somebody's chart. And I was like, whoa, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that I didn't believe you. I just didn't, but it makes sense. I just couldn't imagine it.
Right.
So it's not like I was making the rods go yes, because actually they did the opposite to what I thought they would.
Is Pence an honest man? No, but one's like, don't ask me. Oh, there he goes. There he soars. Okay. All right. Is Pence...
Someone's put, is Pence a pedophile?
I don't want to say that.
No.
Yeah.
I'd say asking if someone was honest is it's an open-ended question, isn't it? Because we've probably all done things, even if it's small, that's dishonest.
Yeah, right.
It would be a very difficult question to answer. I think that one would.
Yeah.
It's too open-ended.
Is Trump about to lay the smackdown on all these people?
Is he about to drain the swamp, as you say in America?
Yeah, he's about to drain that swamp. Is Trump going to hit his bigger button? Is Trump going to have to hit his bigger button?
No.
I have to agree with Jeff. I kind of feel like he's going to do something really positive with North Korea.
Maybe he's going to make peace.
I don't think he's going to make peace, but I heard this thing on the Alex Jones channel that somebody that has a valid source said that they're launching these rockets. The SpaceX rocket is really actually a military thing. And it has the payload that can basically protect something. And that payload was something that had to do with the nuclear stuff. So I'm not going to get into all that because I don't want this video to like get removed. But basically, if this payload goes and gets launched, they can shut off everything and possibly find them, like Kim Jong-un, and then maybe save the people. I don't know, change their minds. Like if they get him, and you know, I am certain, because I have military friends, lots of them, that they've been trying to get him and capture him for many years. So for some reason they can't. So I don't know. Thank you so much, whoever donated. Tasha. Let's pull a card for Tasha.
Somebody's put Trump doesn't need a bigger button. When
I heard that, Trisha, was I not dying? I laughed.
And I sent you that. Was it
Oh
like,
my God.
for whatever.
I was dying because when I heard it, I actually thought they were exaggerating it. And, but it didn't surprise me because he said, you know, I have to give him props for speaking what is on his mind because I do the same thing. Just like when I get pissed off in here and I'll just say it because once you say it, it's a Leo ascendant. My Leo is my 10th house and I have Sun and Mercury there. So when I'm mad, I have to get it out and express it because if I don't, I'll sit there and muddle on it for days, hours, you know, and just sit there and think like what I should have said. If I say something immediately and address it within seconds, I'm done. Then I can move on with the show.
I can relate to that part of him.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bit like that. So I have to watch myself because maybe I should say it though. I blurt out how I, you know, if you're going to be like that, I'm going to speak my truth and I'm going to just come out with it. And it shocks people at times.
Yeah.
Because they don't expect it from me.
So Tasha, the card that I have for you, it's this temple path reversed. And it says that these are oracle cards. So I'm reading what they say. Yes. We just did a ton of readings, so we're not going to do astrology right now. You may have fallen off of your path. You could be focused on material gain, possessions, maintaining old unhealthy habits of fear, limitation, worry, or doubt. Whatever's distracting you, receiving this card reversed is a firm message that it's time to make your spiritual life and evolution a much higher priority. Nothing doing so represents an important loss of power. So clear your mind, meditate, and open up to the presence of spirit. Whatever else you have going on, consider this an important part of your personal and tactical plans. The support and inspiration of all eternity and countless living spirits are available to you. Not turning to them is like cursing the dark when you refuse to turn on the lights. So, did you pull the card?
I did, but they're some are reversed, some are upright. So I feel like there is sort of blockages in her life. So I've got the Hierophant reversed. And the Hierophant's about, it can be about higher knowledge. You know, you think of them, this is like what you could say, in some decks he's called the Pope, but I don't want to say that. He's wise, he's the teacher, knowledgeable, but I feel it's reversed. So it's like, I just feel that you've been blocked at the moment because you've got the Wheel of Fortune reversed as well. So it's like needing to clear these blockages, but then obviously we've not even got your date of birth or anything. So, but then the Sun card comes out and the Queen.
Tasha, put your birthday in the chat, please. Month, day, year, city, time, location, if you know it.
And then you got the Queen of Cups. So it's like there's these blockages to things moving forwards, but then the Sun comes out. And, you know, this is about listening to your intuition, being like the Queen of Cups. Obviously, these readings are literally like we're doing them blind, really. But doesn't mean to say they don't work. And then there must be some sort of heartache, heartbreak. So this could be where the blockages are. And then when you can remove that heartache, out comes the Sun, and the Queen of Cups is very sort of very loving, very giving, very like, I don't know, she's sort of serene.
Yeah. Okay, so if you get, all right, and then we have Whitney. Pull a card for Whitney too. Thank you, Whitney.
Thank you, Whitney.
The last person I think we stopped, I don't even remember the name. Oh, there it wants flying out. Okay, so Whitney, this is for you. And if you want us to look at your chart and your numerology real quick, since you guys did $20, there we go.
Yeah, put your date of birth, yeah. I don't know.
September 14th, 1986 for, wait, let's stop this.
Tasha.
Yeah, Tasha.
14th.
So, yeah, since they did $20, we'll do a little bit more here.
14th and 9th, 1986.
Wow, 12:59. Wait, 12:59 a.m. I'm like, how's that possible? But never mind. I'm losing my freaking mind. I've looked at so many charts. Oh my God. I feel like I'm delirious. Okay.
Yeah. 1 minute to 1 a.m. That would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
There's Whitney's 22nd of August.
Wow, this is going to be interesting to see this. Okay, Tasha, Gemini, Ardra. Oh, surprise. Didn't we just talk? Didn't I bring that up, Ardra?
Yeah, because to do with me, because I've got Ardra, haven't I?
Yeah. All right. So where you saw Whitney's in here too? I just went through that. August 22nd, 19. Okay, so I wrote 1944. Houston, Texas. You saw it's August. Oh yeah, she wrote it in. Perfect. Look at that. How nice. All right, so looks like this. Right, and Pisces Revity, that's funny. So that's my moon, and your moon is in Ardra, so it's good. Both of you will be listening to this and listening to, because okay, Whitney, your moon is in Ardra, and Tasha, this is your ascendant. So in a way, and see how this always pans out, like the same energy will always somehow, like when we did the charts, there were like 3 Capricorns that came up first, right? And then it was very similar energy. It was pretty interesting. So, and actually, wow, this is interesting. So the way Tasha acts, her personality, is actually the way Whitney thinks. Okay, so just so you guys both know, and I can just kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Not really kill, that's horrible. But Ardra is definitely a destructive force. It can be, you know, basically transforming things, but not in a nice, pretty way. It's like somebody that removes things, and when it does it, it basically shakes up a storm. So there can be a lot of this that happens in your life sometimes, especially as your ascendant. That's going to be you more acting like this way. So sometimes it can be just self-destructive. And then I would say, Whitney, this is more how you think. Okay. And it's funny, Whitney, you have Mars and K2 in Scorpio like me. And look, I'm trying to do 2 charts at once. I'm really making this complicated. don't think I've ever done this, but let's go with, I'm going to start one by one. So go back to Tasha. Okay. What's her number, Trisha?
Tasha's an 11.
Never have I ever. It's a fun game. Tried to read 2 charts at once. Okay.
We've had a lot of 11s as well.
She's an 11, you said?
Yeah.
All right. So Gemini ascendant, very good at communication, very good at, you know, they're the people that can communicate well, and they can communicate and basically just really they're very creative, and they can mirror things, certain reflections. Like the way Trisha has a lot of Gemini in her chart. They make great channelers because they're mirroring people's energy a lot of the times. So ruled by Mercury. Mercury goes into your 4th house. So you're a researcher for sure. You're like an encyclopedia of knowledge, whichever I would say for you. You had probably some rough upbringing at home, like maybe a little shakeups at home when you were younger growing up. It gives an unstable early childhood sometimes. Okay. And definitely some ups and downs there, I would say. But, and then when you're older, it can give you kind of like a little unsettled, like you could feel like you're never really, what makes me happy? There's like a void of that. It also can make you just want to move a lot. So you have your karma in a way is to balance the home life with career. So Rahu in the 10th is great for career success, fame, but it always comes with a price. So you'll try to you're here to focus and learn what you're supposed to be doing in your career. And you're here to like learn a lot about you. I've noticed that Rahu in the 10th is very similar to having Rahu in the 7th. So it's a lot of learning on like about you. And when things get a little chaotic, you'll feel more comfortable going home, kind of like locking yourself in your house, or vice versa. If you're miserable at home, you'll want to work too much. So it goes both ways. And what you're here to do is to learn how to balance those 2 sectors. So go ahead, Trisha. What do you have to say?
So Tasha's a life path 11 too, or as 11, you don't round it down to 2, but if you don't raise your vibration, so anybody watching that hasn't seen this before, if you don't raise your vibration high enough, so 11 is like a higher vibration of the 2. So if you don't raise it up enough, you'll live at the level of a 2. You're here to bring spiritual enlightenment, make the world, show the world that it can be a better place. We're in a global year 11 this year. So I said before this, like the end of last year, anybody that's an 11 has got 11 strong in their core numbers, or is in a year 11. This is the time when, like I said before, personal development is key for someone like you, for all of us, but you're really probably going to be needing to do more of it. If you've got a spiritual based business, it's potentially going to go boom. You might want to start a spiritual based business if you haven't already. Because you are in the year 6 of, home-based businesses. When you're in year 6, it's a great year to start a home-based business. I do all my work from home. I know I could do it anywhere as long as I've got Wi-Fi or, a phone, but most of my work is done from home. You're going to be in a year 7 near your birthday, so August, September time. So that's an introspective year. It's a spiritual growth year. So you're going to be in a global year 11 and a personal year 7. That is huge spiritual development and growth opportunity. And you might even be forced to do it, not by people, but just life. Like I was questioning myself in my year 7 last year. Who am I? Where am I going? What am I doing? And I knew that's what could happen, but I didn't plan it. I thought, no, that's not going to happen to me, but it did.
So you know what's interesting, Trisha? You're a Jack of Clubs, and how I don't really know what these cards mean, but so is she. And actually, Tasha is also a Capricorn moon, like you.
So similar then.
Very similar, guys. They're very similar. So Tasha, you also have this, like, even though you might be more communicative and talkative and, just very more so chitty chatty but then you have this like down to business thinking very practically. Okay. So with you transits, you're definitely going through some changes. So 8th house is activated. It's conjunct your moon. So I promise you, this is going to be emotionally, your moon is in the 8th house. So you're very psychic. Okay. Very psychic. And right now, K2 conjuncting that, it's definitely, this is going to be where you're going to really do a lot of self-reflecting. I promise you, you need to do your spiritual path, like this card just said, because if you don't, you're going to feel very upset, depressed. K2 conjunct the moon is detached. So really, you're going to neglect, and you're really going to get rid of like anything that's not serving you well, because you're going to naturally do this. You also might get an inheritance. It's possible. I don't know if that's possible, and this could be endings and relationship changes. You're going to have a big change. I also got this hostilities card. So I think that, there are some hostilities going on in your life, possibly. So if there are, you need to get rid of anything that's not supposed to be in your life. Okay. And then let's go back to Whitney and Heidi. Thank you so much. This was not how we were going to go this night, but Trisha, let's do this. So let's do these. And then what we'll do is we'll go through the life paths. You can give like a brief something on them, and then we'll pull a card for each number. How about that?
I'll have to do, when you say life paths, what you mean because of the year, or I was going to look at the attitude number.
Okay.
But they need to know what that was.
All right. So why don't we just do this? If your birth, let's do like just we'll go through the numbers 1 through 11 and pick them a card. So if your birth, just like through all of them.
Because what I was going to do was like each attitude number, and then you work out the personal year, but then everybody's going to need to know their attitude number. And if they don't know it, it's not really going to work.
All right, well then let's do that. You know what? Let's still do the attitude number. And then if you want, you can contact Trisha to get that. So I don't know what it is. Why don't we do that?
Okay.
Okay. So there's still the same amount of attitude numbers, right?
Yeah.
No number. Okay.
And we can pull them a card for each attitude number if you want.
Yes, let's do that.
Let's do that then.
All right. So now
So Whitney's in a 7 like you are.
Oh, that's not surprising because Whitney's chart looks a little bit like mine. And that's because we're born, you're 8/22/84, I'm September 12th, 84. So Rahu and Kritika, you have Moon and Ardra, you're a Pisces ascendant nakshatra of Revati. So that's my moon. The way you act is kind of how I think. So, and Jenny Moonstone as well is this ascendant. So definitely a Pisces ascendant that likes their space, likes their freedom. Revati is very creative, likes music, likes to create things. Definitely is, you know, somebody that sometimes doesn't want to feel tied down. You're definitely protected in this nakshatra as well, because it's Pushan, and that's the god that basically, the deity, they'll say, that is a protector. So like you'll be safe when you travel, and this is mainly in your moon, but when you have this as your ascendant too. So it's like a very lucky nakshatra to have as your ascendant. So you're ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is a very important planet for you. It's in the 10th house, so you'd be a really good counselor, tarot reader, astrologer, do astrology. You're an investigator. You're a natural investigator. Yeah, you really are. You have Saturn exalted in the 8th, 12, 11, 10, 9. I have Saturn exalted in the 12th. I'd love to have a conversation with you how it's exalted in the 8th. See if it's exalted like mine in the 12th. And the sun is in Leo. You and I are very similar, actually, just different houses. Interesting. And didn't I say the other girl was like you?
Yeah.
All right. So the cards I pulled for you were give the numbers, Trisha. And you did the numbers already for this 7?
So Whitney, yeah, so she's, got it with me.
God, we're all over the place today.
So she's a life past 7. So yeah, seeker of the truth, you know, very psychic. It's akin to Scorpio. But I know I'm repeating myself to the people that have heard it, but there'll be people here that haven't heard it before. Or there will be people that watch in the future. So it's very akin to Scorpio, very psychic. She's got a master number 22 for birthday. That's a visionary, so it's a very psychic number as well. And she's got a 3 attitude number. So she is in. So when I'm going to talk about attitude numbers in a minute, you add your day and month of birth together to get your attitude number, and then so she's going to be from about July time in year 5. So that'll be just to be prepared. It can feel like chaos because it's sudden change, transformation. You might travel a lot. You might get itchy feet and get ready for moving for the year after. Not that everybody moves, but a lot of people do move in a year 6. That'd be good for you in your other, you know, the real estate, Heidi. Looking what personal year someone's in.
Yeah, good.
We've gone all blurry. Hold on. It's gone blurry.
So this Whitney, transit-wise, career changes maybe. Career, working hard at something maybe new, maybe promotions. Let me see what Saturn's looking like in there. It might be kind of hard though. So like, it's not the best placement where it is. So maybe some changes, you know, I would say in your 10th house, it's profession. It's part of the profession. It's karma, fame, publicity, authority. Jupiter in the 8th. Okay, Jupiter in the 8th. Rahu in the 5th. All right, so the card that I pulled for you looks a little positive. So it says, the culmination of your personal and spiritual power at this time. The magician's left hand is the flame of passion and action, as right as the vortex of water and light. You are the magician, and within your grasp are the amazing forces of earth and spirit. The water is the energy of yin, the power of spirit and clarity of thought. The flame is the energy of yang, bringing direction and clarity together. Today, they give you magnificent magic transformation. The mirror stands beside the magician, reflecting the outer world's response to your choice to you, or dismiss the true power that you have. Its silver reflection reveals the future in a mist of the horizon, ready to be magically formed. When you receive this upright, you are put on notice that an important and powerful time is at hand. You're an alchemist of your life. And actually alchemist really does well for Pisces and especially Revati. Turn metals into gold. You are now able to transform your difficulties into great blessings. This is true in every area of your life. Claim your power and embrace your intentions in your heart and your daily life. That's great. And look, when I give good cards, you know it's a good thing. Right, Trisha?
Definitely, because they usually come out reversed.
Right, that's right. Okay.
I was just going to say, it'd be good to do the expression numbers, because if they go onto my channel, I've done a prediction, predictions for all the life path numbers and cards up to the 14th of January.
Okay.
And they've been so successful. I have been doing them fortnightly, but everybody's loved them. I'm going to start doing them weekly.
Okay.
So they can always go and watch the life path number cards that I've already pulled, and we can do the attitude numbers this time.
Yeah.
That way.
We have two more we have to do.
Yeah, I've got them.
Here's Trisha's channel. I'm throwing it in the chat right now. Make sure you subscribe.
Thank you. Yeah, because I go live and then I do I'm going to do the weekly predictions, and then I've started uploading the life path. It's just taking me so much time because I'm recording all the life path numbers, and there's so many videos I can do on numerology. It'll keep me busy all year, to be honest with you.
Okay, next is Heidi.
Yeah, I've got Heidi.
This is great, Heidi.
She's a 6.
Okay.
7 birthday, but a 6 life path number.
Well, I'm looking at the 6th house too, because there's definitely something in the 6th house. So, okay, go ahead. Talk about the life path number first, because we don't have the time for Heidi. So,
right. So she has got the life path of the teacher, the healer, the counselor, it's ruled by Venus, so they can be linked to beauty, beautifying homes, beautifying people. A lot of people I hear of, like Victoria Beckham in the UK is a life path number 6. So getting into fashion is probably more her thing than singing. They often are singers, but I think she'd probably even agree that fashion is more her thing than singing. To be honest, she's better at fashion. It's probably where she feels more at home. So it's a very nurturing life path number. It's the cosmic parents, so usually make great parents when they're on the positive side. You've got the 7th birthday because you're born the 16th, so you've got a psychic side to you. It's a psychic number, the 7. It's akin to Scorpio. And then your attitude number is 8. So when we go through attitude numbers, listen out for this, although I'm going to sort of cover this now. You're in a year of endings at the minute. So for Heidi, it's whatever's not working for you. Anybody that's lowering your vibration, it's time to let them go. You need to have a clear out, a feng shui of your life, as I call it, declutter. Because you don't want, come October, you're going to a year 1, brand new 9-year cycle. If you don't let go of those things, those people, the way you deal with things, and the forgiveness, then you're going to take it into your 9-year cycle, the new one, and you don't really want to do that. You want to try and go in with a higher vibration. So it's all about the new from about October, planting new seeds, sowing new seeds. I personally went self-employed in a year 1. That's the sort of thing can happen, or you could start a new job, new career, anything like that. It's all about the new beginnings.
Yeah, so Heidi, when you said Heidi, I thought I was supposed to pull something. Heidi, okay, you have Moon conjunct Rahu, okay, and Moon conjunct Rahu sometimes is a little, wait, I know who this is. Gosh, I know who this is. I totally know who this is. Oh, Heidi, is this you, Heidi? My Scorpio sister. I've done a reading for Heidi. I'm almost 100% positive this is Heidi.
Did Heidi L, I think it did for the name.
Yeah. Is this the Heidi that I know? New beginnings. So I'm just going to pull you a card.
Oh, yeah, Lemon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. L-E-H.
Yeah, so I'm positive.
I'm supposed to be reading that out.
Heidi, this is new beginnings. Thank you, angels, for opening up the door to change. I'm ready. So new beginnings, that's great. You are protected, even better. God, look at all these positive cards. That's why I like oracle cards. Right? Yeah. Okay. And the thinking woman. So I think personally too, this is a good time that maybe your groups, you might find a friend that is into a different hobby that maybe you would like, more thinking, your astrology. I think I might have said this to you. Astrology, tarot, anything like that, different groups, learning new things. That's what this is about. And it's not reversed, so it's good. What number is Heidi? Just curious.
6, life path.
6. Interesting. But she does have a 7 in her.
She got 7 birthday, yeah. And like I said, we're just looking at 3 of the 6. Maybe you could call it maturity number, the 7th core number. You know, this is just half of it, really. Well, it's not even half of it. This is just.
Gosh, and you need some balance, but this is good. Will you pull her a card, Trisha?
Yeah, I'm going to use these ones. So what does it need to know about Heidi? What's Heidi need to know?
And Heidi is so fun. Like I loved giving her a reading, actually. She's a Scorpio like me.
10 of Pentacles.
It's good.
That's having it all. That's, you know, I know obviously Pentacles represents money, but the rat in Chinese astrology, I do believe, is usually very fortuitous, or they're very good at earning money, rats, apparently. People born in the year of the rat are often good in business.
She's a rat?
Oh, no, I'm not saying she's a rat, but there's a rat sat on the chest. Oh. It jumps out at me. You see the little rat there.
Well, I'm a rat. Yeah, that's why.
Well, there you go. That doesn't surprise me. You know, I dated a guy who was, he was the 22nd of August, actually, but he was born in the year of the rat, and he was very good at manifesting and earning money easily. It just, you know, apparently they're good in business. So, yeah, the 10 of Pentacles is having it all.
Yeah. There might be somebody, watch out for, because I got 2 cards that were a little dicey. Watch out for some sketchy woman, possibly. If there's somebody that's like you feel that could possibly be in the way, just so you know.
Yeah, then maybe like somebody that's been left you out in the cold or been ignoring you may try to come back or reconnect. But 6s are overgivers, so you have to be careful in that. I'm finding that the 6s, they're the ladies. I've said this before. There was a time when I would say nearly every person that came to me was a 6 at one point.
Heidi's a rat too.
Is she really? And that rat was on that chair. Oh my word.
Look how you picked that up. That's pretty amazing.
And I know, like, you could say, oh, if I was an expert in Chinese, I would know by 1960, but I only know mine and a couple of others that, like, I know my son's zodiac sign in Chinese astrology, but only because he's my son, you know, I don't remember them. I know there's 12 of them. That's spooky.
Yeah, so Heidi, just another thing. I know your chart, so all I'll say is, yes, there is a little bit, you know, that we have to watch out for right now. So, and I'm sure you're getting blasted with something, because I feel it. Like you and I think you definitely had an interesting, like, a year and a half of emotions. And now I think this is going to be, so you still have to watch out a little bit for people. So, and I just know that sometimes you have that problem anyway with people that are jealous and all that crap. I mean, that are just get in the way. I've been having that really intensely lately, like a lot of lunatics in my life, not even in my life, I don't even know them, that are like trolls, we'll say, you know, that are trying to sabotage me, and good luck.
Actually, my ex-husband was a rat, so I must get on with rats.
You must.
Even though I don't like the physical animal that's a rat, I must get on with rats because
I like rats.
Yeah.
There's loads of rats in here. Oh, that's so funny.
I'm a water ox.
A water ox? What? Yeah. I didn't know that was an animal. Wow.
No, water is the element, because the different rats will have an element. Do you know your element for the rat?
No, I know nothing about Chinese astrology.
I've only learned that through my friend who's a Western astrologer, but there'll be an element to your rat sign as well. So that change, you know, it can be wood. I think it's wood, water, earth, and fire.
Interesting.
So
okay.
my son's a tiger, so that he's like a tiger as well. Anyway.
That's it. That's good. You know what? There has a lot to do with animals with astrology for sure. I do believe. All right. So the woke ones. Let's see.
So
April 20th. Did we just do that chart?
we did somebody that was the 20th of April, but I don't know whether it was the same year, was it?
Yeah, we just did a ton of readings, guys. We're going to upload it.
Somebody was born on the 20th of April, but I can't remember if it was the same year.
Yeah. It doesn't look familiar, the woke ones.
I think it's a different year.
I think so too.
So they're 15, 16. So it's a life path 4, this one. The Capricorn. So 4's akin to Capricorn.
I swear, I feel like that it was the chart.
Do you know what? It does sound familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm almost positive. 535. I did a Canada. I mean, this definitely sounds right. But let's just check.
So you may have got another reading as well.
Yeah, so we'll give you.
You'll have to watch that video that you might have got a reading on there as well.
I don't know if I did that city though.
I can't remember if it's the same person or not.
No, I definitely didn't do this city. SQUI. MATSQUI. I don't even see that city in here. Shit. Where?
I didn't catch the...
You want to start, Trisha? What's the number?
Okay, yeah. So this person's a life path number 4. So that's akin to Capricorn, if you were to put a star sign to a number. 4s are they like structure, or they're here to have structure, financial security. And it's not through, oh, I want to be rich, but they're very hardworking. I don't know if this will upset some people because there's some Trump lovers and there's people that don't. But Donald Trump is a life path number 4. That's why when he says he wants to bring more jobs back to America and structure, that's the sort of thing that he would be very much about. So this person, this lady, she'll be a rocker society type person. She'll be, she's got to need to learn to be flexible. Not too hard on yourself because they find life hard work. Usually childhood, I found with 4s, is hard work as well. They just feel like life generally is hard work. So you're born on the 20th, so you've got 2 birthday. So you've got a very intuitive, very sensitive side. You need a sensitive environment. And you've got a 6 attitude number. So that's the teacher, the healer, the counselor, but your attitude number, so for everybody listening, is the first impression people get of you. So it's, linked to Venus. It's about beauty, beautifying anything. You've got to be careful you don't smother love and overlove people, because that's what the number 6 can do if they're not careful. So because you're born in April, your personal year will start to change about February time. End of February. Some numerologists go January to January. I work birthday to birthday. So there's 2 sort of schools of thought. You're going into year 8, which is aim as high as you can. It's a karmic year. It's the year of justice. It's the year of empowerment. So if you're wanting to go for a new job or you've got a business, it's about aiming as high as you can. And it's a workaholic year. I'm in that year 8 now. And people might say to God, is that all you do is work? And maybe I am at the minute, but I love what I do. So to me, it's not work. I wouldn't be sat up till the early hours of the morning doing something if I didn't like it or love it. I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
There's, other things you could say I'd be doing, but I love doing this. So that's why I'm happy to do, stay up late. And most people, when you are passionate about what you do, you don't feel like you're working. You just love what you do. So, but it is the year to aim as high as you can. And
so people are in here asking about never had a reading. And okay, you're right. We didn't do this chart. So just so everybody knows, in case you're new in this chat, I'm starting to sweat because I just drank that. So just in case you are, whoa, this Jupiter is off the charts here, literally strong. Okay, just in case you didn't know this, I posted a video last week and I said I'm going to pick a few charts and do readings. Trisha and I did them before we started here. So it's going to upload when I'm done with this. I will post it.
Yeah, we did about 15, I think, in the end. I don't know, I lost count.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And I noticed everybody was really good at putting all their details.
Yes, they were. But that might be my going list for any time I feel like being nice.
Yeah, because there must have been about 100 on there. I can't remember.
Birthdays. Okay. This is 420. There was a 420 earlier, but this is a different 420.
Right.
So Aries rising. Okay. Aries rising, and you have Sun and Venus in your first house. So I'm going to tell you that definitely you have Venus in the first house. So people are going to be drawn to you for sure. And Sun, like because of the leadership and, the Sun and the Venus in the first house. Usually that's somebody that's attractive, especially in Aries. It's also somebody that you might like horses, you might like equestrian, you might do something with money. You're going to think about money, and you're very artistic, probably. Maybe not 100%, but possibly. But this could be just like more about using your creative self-expression and being a leader, being in charge. Okay. So, and then you have Moon conjunct Rahu. So this is a little different. Moon conjunct Rahu but it's in Virgo. So you're going to be really interested in health. Health, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Health, healing for sure. What's the number on this one?
4.
4. Health, healing.
And 6, attitude is the healer part side.
Okay, so Moon Rahu, you definitely could have there could be some separation from your mother, maybe. Power struggles, little battles here and there. Or maybe she's just overbearing. But you're a healer with the hands because you have Jupiter in the 3rd, which is your 3rd house. That's a good house for hands. And also Moon and Rahu's in Hasta. Reiki, palmistry, tarot, good cook, psychic, all that stuff. Anything like that one. I'd be curious to know if you have kids. If you don't, or if you do, was it harder for you to get pregnant? And this is just for my own knowledge, and I just would like to know. But Moon and Rahu is somebody that constantly can change their mind. It's really hard to keep you and when you get interested in something, you will get obsessed because it's in Virgo. So Moon and Rahu in Virgo can be a little controlling. You like to be in control. Yeah. And then you have Mercury and Ketu in the 12th. This is like an old soul, grow up fast, a humanitarian type of person, want to help people you want to do humanitarian work too, like philanthropy. Go ahead. Do you have anything to say?
I've already done that one.
Oh, you did? Sorry. Okay, so transits. Career, and I would say 4th house, 10th house. So maybe moving, home life changes, work changes, possibly relationships. 5 of Pentacles, Knight of Cups reversed. King of Wands reversed. 5 of Wands. Okay, something's going on here. What would you say from that, Trisha?
What do you mean something's going on?
I don't know. So transits, because Knight of Cups reversed, King of Wands reversed, 5 of Pentacles, and then 5 of Wands. A lot of 5s here.
Yeah, a lot of 5s. That can be chaos.
Yeah, and there's 2 men, two dominant men. So maybe there's somebody
Did you say 5 of Pentacles?
Yes, that's upright, but the rest of them are reversed.
But that can be about someone that's left you out in the cold or is ignoring you. So there could be someone that's not treating them very nice in a relationship.
Yeah. Maybe you're moving. Or maybe, Trisha, did you pull the card?
Ooh, my light's gone out. Hold on. I'm still in the dark. Hold on, folks.
Three of Swords. Reversed. So I think I'm on target to something with the three people, two men. Maybe you're trying to pick between two people. Possibly. You let us know, Trisha.
Look what I've just drawn.
What?
Five of Pentacles.
Weird.
And 78. Anybody that knows tarot, I mean, 78 cards there. I'm not just going to go and find that. That's just what came out. So, yeah, I would say this person's been left out in the cold, been ignored. It could be an ex that tries to come back that's not treated you very well.
Okay. And I got a 5. There's something with the 5s. Attachment reversed. Okay, so here comes the oracle time. So these are usually spot on, don't you think, for like the oracles? I do. They seem to be, and then they say it in a nice way. Okay. The card reversed is a wonderful indicator that an old negative pattern, relationship, or desperate attitude is being released. As you continue to let go, you will be able to establish new ways of doing things relating to others. The universe wants to congratulate you on your healthy new approach. Be sure to support the changes you're making in your ongoing choices. Some patterns can be deeply encoded in, and you may need to continue releasing the old habits, all the while honoring the new decisions in your thoughts, actions, interactions. You've broken the chains. Now you can walk away from the limited attachments in a bright, unlimited future. Yeah, there was definitely there definitely was some chaos, and I think now you're working on it, so that's good.
So I'm reading
the chat on the computer now. That's good. Left home at 13, philanthropy is my life. Good.
Heidi and Trisha, are you doing charts or are we still doing the year?
We're doing this.
We've been doing people that have donated super chat. We're just doing theirs just then.
Okay, then there's one more donation. I don't know what they're saying. Sure.
Oh, I thought
let's do Sabrina. Sabrina, so you know, we did your chart. I'm positive we did your chart. And 6 Angel 40. I know we did your chart. Stay tuned because we picked you to do your reading after. All right, so Trisha, I'm going to say that this message real quick on here, and then we'll get started with the attitude. Okay, so why don't you tell us a little bit about an attitude number, and then let's get moving.
Yeah, so I've just got the chat up on the computer now. So your attitude number is, just trying to puts me off when I can't see it in real time. Where's my, hold on folks, sorry.
Sabrina, new beginnings for you, and you'll hear everything else we said to you in your reading.
So your attitude number is your day of birth added to your month of birth. And that is the first impression people get of you. So for me, I'm the 19th of June, you'd add the 6 to the 19, and then you reduce it to a single digit. Unless it's an 11, a 22, a 33, you're not going to get a 44. I've never seen a 44 attitude number. So that is the first impression. So for me, it's a 7. So the first impression people get of me or anybody with a 7 attitude number is, it's quite an introvert. I call myself an introverted extrovert, and it's quite apt for my, you know, I've got some introversion and I've got some extroversion. I'm a bit of I've got both sides. The 7 is introverted. It's like you're watching everything, you're watching everything that's going on, that 7 energy, and you know when someone's lying to you. So that's just a snippet of a 7. But from that, you add the global year. So the way I work is, if you haven't had your birthday yet, which most people won't have because we're only just into the new year, you use the global year of 2017, which was a 1. So my attitude number is a 7, so you'd add the 1 from the global year of 2017. When you get close to your birthday, and I find it changes around a month, maybe or two before your birthday. Some numerologists do work January to January. So if you find yours changes earlier, then go with that. So this year is a global year 11. So you'd add 11 onto your attitude number. So from about May, June, I would add the 11 to the 7, which makes a 9. So I'm going into a year of endings. My forgiveness year, my decluttering year. That's how you work out your personal year and your attitude number.
Okay.
It's a very important one because that's the first impression people, you know, people often think that I'm quite shy, which I am in some respects, but I'm not in others, because obviously I can talk for England, so I'm not shy when it comes to talking.
Yeah, right. Okay, so just curious, what's mine?
Yours is 9.
A 9? Oh, a 3.
No, I was just adding the 9, the month, and the day.
Okay.
So yours is a 3, and then you'd add, nearer your birthday, you'd add the 11, which is a 2. So you're going into year 5.
Okay, right. So that's okay. I got it.
But at the moment, you're in a year 4. It's hard work, determination, not giving up. It's like you've got to stick to what you're doing and plow through it, and don't, because you're laying foundations for your future in this year. So it's going to feel like hard work, but it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
If you don't give up. I felt like giving up, not giving up on life, but at times in my year 4, it was like, oh, nothing's happening. I can't see, there doesn't seem to be any change, but it's all happening behind the scenes because you're laying the foundations. Then you're going to see the rewards in the next few years.
Yeah, that's right. So I see in here are 7s. 7s are, everybody's talking about 7s. Okay. Look who it is too. Samir, I think I saw you in Michael Reed's saying hello. Okay.
Who's that? Oh, she's talking to somebody else.
Samir's doing some naughty astrology, I think.
Huh?
Okay, there's this astrology called naughty astrology. It's your moon. So basically you can predict certain things from a year if you know these things. And he just said to somebody, you must have visited some religious place when you were 44 or 45.
Who was that? Oh, they were talking to someone else.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with, attitude number 1. Trisha, tell us what's happening, and then we'll pull a card each.
So I'll just say the number and then what year they're going to be in, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, because otherwise it would take too long if I went into all what an attitude number 1 is. If you want to know your full chart, then you can come and get a full shameless plug.
So you can go to Trisha's website. She's also doing a new series where she's going through all the numbers.
But they're so worth it because it's lifelong information. Unless you change your name, that will just change your minor numbers. Your birth numbers from your names are going to be there for life. So, you know, it's not like, oh, next year you throw it in the bin, because it's still relevant. It's a document you can keep for years. So if you're an attitude number 1, bearing in mind, depending when your birthday is, so you're going to have to sort of, if your birthday is early on in the year, then you're going to go into your new year sooner. If it's at the end of the year, it's going to start to change towards the end of the year. But just bear in mind, a month or 2, whenever your birthday is when this number is going to sort of kick in. So for all the attitude number 1s, they're going to be in a year 3 in this global year 11. So a year 3 is about self-expression. It's about having fun, needing to have fun. It's quite a fertile year, so be careful if you don't want, and I don't do pregnancy predictions, but if you don't want children or you're not ready to have children, be careful, have fun carefully, make sure you're taking precautions, because if you think it's like the Empress, you know, she's often pregnant on a card, or she is usually, it's going to be a fertile year. So be careful if you're not wanting babies, and if you are, then, you know, it's a good time. You can get pregnant in any year, but it's like the overall vibration. Yeah, make sure you have fun, because the year after will be the hard working, get down to it sort of hard work. Yeah. So anybody that's got an attitude, are we pulling a card as well?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So it's a card for the attitude number 1s. And remember, everybody, this year, 11 year, is self-development. What card's that?
Happy family.
And I got the Magician.
Wow, that's pretty great. To all you oneers out there. That's positive, very positive.
Well, you've got all the tools you need to do what you want to do and to manifest. I feel that's a great manifesting card. I know it has many meanings, but
that's positive in my opinion.
And it was the number 1 as well. Okay, so attitude number 2s. You'll all be going into year 4 whenever your birthday is. So that's hard work. Like I've just said, Heidi, this is what she's in at the minute. Hard work, determination, not giving up through adversity. It's like a Capricorn year, if you think of that. It can feel like you're wading through treacle, but just do not give up. Unless it's something that, really... What was that? Just knocked a bottle of lemonade over. Good job that lid was on, wasn't it? Can you imagine? Yeah, that was quite symbolic. I won't take the lid off that for a while. So yeah, you're in a laying foundations for the future. The 2 attitudes are, if your birthday is late in the year, then you're going to still be in a year 3. I don't want to say it too much.
Okay, wait, can you repeat that? Sorry, I almost ended this whole meeting. Say what you just said. If your birthday, last sentence you said, just to make sure I heard you, right?
What if they haven't had their birthday yet?
Okay, all right.
If they haven't had their birthday yet, then they'd be in a year 3 still. Like if, say, somebody's birthday is December, their personal year isn't going to change till about November, December time. Okay. They're going to be in the 2017 energy. Okay. We'll pull a card for the 2 attitude numbers. Thank you for putting my website in, Empath. Ghosts are in Trisha's house again. It's usually the cat. Okay, so card for number 2 attitudes.
What did you put?
Oh God, I've shuffled these really well, and they've got the Magician again.
Wow.
Exact same card.
So this is good. Working on inner healing, breaking addictions, bad patterns. New opportunities are about to appear, the changes you've been working on. Ready to blossom, wonderful results, optimistic expectations.
My sound effects are priceless.
That
wasn't me.
The cat. Yeah.
Huh?
Was that the cat?
No, I don't know if they meant that bottle of falling out. God knows what that sounded like.
Oh, I thought it was the cat. Okay. Good.
No, it's me, I think.
All right, number 3s.
Okay, so 3 attitudes. They're going to be in a year 5. So that's magnetize. That's a great year to magnetize people to you. It's a mixing and mingling year. It's a year where you might want to travel. It's not a great year you might get itchy feet in a year 5, and you might want to get ready to move in the year after. But it's great for mixing and mingling, especially in business, bringing people I had opportunities just fall on my lap, so that can happen. Like people will just come to you. You won't need to go looking for them all the time, if that makes sense, especially in your career or business. That's the positive side of a 5. There's the slightly downside it can feel like chaos, because 5 is the number of, of change. So it depends how flexible you are to change. But yeah, it's a year where you feel like, 2017 went fast, but when you're in a personal year 5, it could feel like, whoa, where did that year go?
Okay, well, 2017 went flying by. So if it goes by any faster than 2018, I don't even know what to say.
Well, from, the sort of the last quarter of the year for you, you're going to be in that energy, aren't you? Or the last half.
So I do geometria like on my own for fun, just so everybody knows. Oh God, this just looks negative. This would be what I picked. Go ahead. What's your card?
Oh, mine ain't great either. 10 of Swords reversed.
What is it?
10 of Swords reversed.
God damn. Can any positive things just pop up? to make me not be such a Debbie Downer.
That other card you pulled was a good one. What time's the stream end? We don't have a set time. We just go till... How do you know your life path number? Your life path number is the sum of your full date of birth.
But this is your attitude number. You need to know.
Yeah, we're looking at attitude numbers. So this is the first impression people get of you. So I got the 10 of Swords reverse. So a lot of you 3 attitude numbers could be feeling
money,
really stabbed in the back, let down.
And I have the man of holding a coin up reverse, not upright.
But this is usually saying, you know, it's coming to an end, completion.
Yeah. Be aware of your choices, priorities, and bring more discipline in your life. That's true. I definitely do. And you know what? I'm so not disciplined. So yes, makes sense. Critical, demanding men around you. And always remember that you alone determine who has the real power in your life. Yeah. But I think personally, if it's like mine, you could have some more expenses, it looks like. If you're going down anything that I'm dealing with, expenses or, you know, just spending more money, something like that. I don't know when that's going to end because that's been going on for me for like the past 9 years. So.
Did you ladies are good tonight? Looks like you're tired of reading. I'm not tired of reading. No, I know it's hard work mentally. You see, I don't find it hard work, but it is like.
And Ben, just so you know,
2 a.m.
First of all, yeah, Trisha, it's for her. It's 2 a.m. We did 2 hours of readings prior to this that people were about to see right after this. So live readings, not live, but we did
a recording,
readings for people. We did a recording thing. We picked dates and birthdays. So yeah, we've done a lot of readings today. We're on a roll. All right, 4s.
So 4 attitude number, you're going to be in a year 6. So the 6 is the year of responsibility, particularly to a family. It is the year of unconditional love. So it is the house, the home, the family. A lot of people get married in year 6, or they might want to move in together in year 6. So that's the overall like strong vibration. I do hear a lot of people getting married or moving in together. Often a guy can be in a year 6 and he'll have, when we work it out, he's just got married or moved in with his partner. For me, when I was to give you an example, mine was more family responsibility. That's when I lost my father passed away. But it's not saying someone's going to die, but it just can be that family need you more, or like your children might need you more. Like another example is someone's just become a grandmother in her year 6. So her family are going to, you know, they want her around more. It's not that she has to do it. They want her to do it and she wants to do it. So that's the sort of thing can happen in year 6. Just think house, home, family with a number 6. It's a great year to get married though. Yeah. Or a 2 year. So what do the attitude number 4s need to know? And look at that. The marriage card. That can be the marriage card or celebration.
Wait, are we on number 6?
Attitude 4 in a year 6.
Okay, attitude 4 in a year 6. I'm like, wait a second. Okay, well, I got a contract reversed. So maybe they can go both ways.
Yeah,
could they go both ways? There could be endings and divorces.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It actually, good point. It
There's a 6 reversed, actually.
So Heidi's made a good point there. It's the marriage or divorce and divorce year. So if your relationship's going well, it can go deeper. If it's not working out, people can get divorced. So yeah, it was a good point there. But you know, this is the card of celebration, marriage. You know, the 4 is about stability. So maybe there's going to be a lot of 4 attitudes, either announcing marriages or there could be marriages announced around you.
Yeah, and you know what? I look at this too. When you have 2 people pulling cards at once, it's also good because when you see this like this, some people that have a 6 are probably going to have positive, and then some people are going to relate to what I said. You know, that's
so we're going to be getting divorced, or
some are getting divorced because the way mine's saying it, I pull that fun, loving, negative energy. The contract card reversed indicates ending of a previous connection or where a future commitment is concerned. It could bring warnings of delay or perhaps even disappointment. The sale of a house could not fall through. The job offer might not come when expected, or romantic union might be stalled. Don't give up hope. However, the delay may provide some purpose or protection for you, and something even better this way. And you know what I have to say? Every time something did get blocked in my life, something positive came out of it. So take it as a blessing in disguise and take some time to breathe. All right. But some of you are going to have positive stuff, I will say.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, the 6 can be a really nice year, but you know, it just depends on what's going on in your life, because everybody's life's different.
All right.
So, right, 5 attitude numbers. So you're going to be in a personal year 7, which is the big spiritual growth year. It's who am I? Where am I going? What am I doing? It's like you have a bit of a questioning. And like I said, that definitely happened to me. You know, my son turned 18. So it's like he didn't need me as much anymore. This is an example. I'd lost my father. So it's like I'm not a daughter anymore to him. My son's growing up. And it just happens. So this is the sort of thing you might have, depending what your age is. So it's a great year to really, if you're interested in astrology, numerology, whatever it is, you might be going really deeper with it, studying more, really like going deeper. Meditation is good for everybody, but you might get more into meditation or need to. Studying, researching, things like that in a year 7. But yeah, it's a great growth year spiritually. So what was the 5 attitudes? So I got the 2 of Pentacles for the 5 attitudes, which is maybe juggling money, maybe you need to sort money out, get things organized. See what Heidi gets.
You're missing a great opportunity at the time. You need to take advantage of creative energy in this cycle. You do have the power to transform things, create something new. You're resistant. Unlimited power possesses you, but it's time to wake up. Misinformation and perceived limitations that linger in the past can no longer sustain you. Life is the mirror that reflects your inner energy. Fully open to complete truth of your eternal wisdom, talents, and abilities. Now's the time to dig deep. Find confidence and courage within to make all the most of this opportune cycle. You have the resources you need. Unlimited force of the universe is at your disposal. Sounds pretty good. Open your eyes. Yeah.
And we've had a little donation. Thank you, Texas James. That's very kind.
We'll pull you a card at the end. Okay, so what's next? 8s or no?
6 attitude in an 8 year.
Attitude 8 year.
I'm just wondering whether you can get a 33 attitude number. I don't think you can.
I've heard that though, but that's impossible.
No, I don't think you can't get one, can you? Even if you were the, oh, hold on. Yeah, no. Maybe you could, but it's going to be extremely rare.
Yeah.
Okay, so 6 attitude with an 8 in a personal year 8. So this is the year to aim high. Like I said earlier, if any of you were listening, it's justice, karma, empowerment, aim as high as you can. It says workaholic year. If you've sown the seeds in the previous 7 years, it's payback time, but in a good way. If you've sown negative seeds and you've been an absolute, I don't know what word to use, but if you've been awful to people, it's probably the best way to put it, then you're going to get back what you've put out there. That's the best way I can put it. But I like to look at it positively, like what positive did you put out there? If you've got a business, all that hard work, like I'm in my first year 8 of a cycle of being self-employed. So, you know, I'm reaping the rewards now of all the previous 7 years, and that sort of thing will be happening for people. So business-wise and work-wise, it can be, also you can meet a life mate in a year 8 as well. That's something that often people talk about, the career side of it and the money, but you can actually meet people that stay in your life for a long time, or a life mate if you're single.
Okay.
And I'll let you know if that happens to me. Because well, I could be meeting people that are going to stay in my life, but whether on the relationship wise, that's different altogether.
Maybe I think these people need to like get a little more into nature. It's a rough card for me to say. I'm not one of those nature chicks. So, but if you're not, maybe you should try to. Okay, and we just had this card, walking away. So you got to walk away from unhealthy things in your life that are no longer serving you. And you might have fear, but now's the time to do it.
So
nature.
This is the perfect, if I was to put a card to a year 8, it would be this. Because that's where the 8 of Wands, you've thrown all your wands out there, and this is in Feng Shui, people use this card to manifest. They can either sleep with it. I'm laughing because Heidi slept with her rods. You can put it by your computer. It's a great manifesting card. It's all about putting your ideas out there, throwing it all out there and seeing where they land. But it's I would put that card to a year 8. It's the perfect card to come out.
Healer. Healing people too. So I think, yeah, this is positive, it sounds like, for them.
Yeah.
Very
and it's a great year to be in. So, okay, next, 7 attitude numbers, which is mine. When you get to near your birthday, you're going to year 9. So that's endings. Don't want it to sound bad. It's not bad. It's just, things go in cycles. So it's endings, declutter your life. You need to forgive the ugliness of the world and forgive anything that's happened in the previous 8 years. So if there's anything you haven't forgiven, and it doesn't mean to say whatever anybody's done is right, it frees you. It lets you move on, ready for your year 1 after, to start afresh, a brand new 9-year cycle. So anybody that's got a 7 attitude out there, I'll be with you in this, where it's going to be, it's a year as well to be the humanitarian. That's my life path number. So you might get more involved in a humanitarian cause. So that'll be interesting, because if that happens, so you might get more involved in something like that, or you might donate to charity more, anything to do with giving to charity and charitable acts as well. Heidi looks like she's got a million things going through her mind right now.
I was just thinking in my head, okay, because you know how you have a rising sign and moon sign, and you can look at transits from the moon and see how you're going to feel during that cycle. Wonder if there's something in numerology that would say, okay, this is going to happen to you in this year, but then you're going to feel this certain way. You know what I mean? Like if you could use a little bit of both.
Probably.
We should invent something like that. I think we should invent some crazy reading. Okay. Oh, this is a nice one.
I got the 9 of Wands. So this is like number 9 year. How apt. You're nearly there. Like one more little hurdle to go over. It's like coming to completion. I think that's the perfect card for a year 9.
Wow. Beautiful. Look at this guy.
That's Heidi got.
Oh, I love it. I love you. I love when I get new cards and I just like never have seen them. Just
It's like a kid in a candy store. Oh, what cards are these?
I don't know. They're just, I don't know.
Are they Kyle Gray?
Yes. Yeah.
I recognise this style. I haven't got any of his cards actually.
I just pick things that look interesting. Like
yeah, they look interesting.
So this guy, clear your vibes, meditate, energy. Because I did get this card, but this is a great card, the Temple Path. This is like being on the right path. This is great, good stuff. This is a positive card. So spiritual stuff, spiritual pursuits, the Temple Path. It's a beautiful card.
No, I like those Kyle Gray cards are nice.
Yeah. Do we need more? Are we done?
Couple more to do. A few more.
I was going to say, wait, now what number do we go on?
We're at 8 attitude number. Okay. So they're going to be in year 1, a year of new beginnings, when they get to their birthday or near their birthday. I know I'm repeating myself, but people might come and watch this at different stages and stuff. So it's all about the new, brand new 9-year cycle. Sow new seeds, start new things. Whatever you sow this personal year of yours is going to be really important for the future 8 years. So make sure what you sow is positive. Great time to start a new project, a new business. Obviously, so yeah, if you want to start something new, I know I'm using me as an example, and I don't want it to sound like it's all about me, but I went self-employed in year 1, but I actually didn't sit. You'd think I'd sit and calculate it, but I didn't. I just did it. And then I looked back and thought, oh, I went self-employed in the August. So I was, 2 months into my year 1, and I went self-employed.
Okay.
So that's the sort of thing that can happen. Or your career, if you're not self-employed, can take a slightly different new direction. Doesn't mean to say you're going to change career completely, but it can slightly go in a different direction.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll pull a card for the 8 attitudes. Oh, I love it. Look at that. So they're in a year 1 and they've got the Ace of Cups. You couldn't make this up, could you? And I'm not, anybody might think, oh, she's just pulling them out. Like she's got them already. New beginnings, new love, or it could be a new passion of yours. Yeah, it's all about the new. I think that the card speaks for itself.
So I pulled this card. It's the positive outlook. Your
Awesome.
many faces of Ganesh reflect how you feel about your aspects of your life. But this is about actually staying more positive. And if you choose something depressing, it will be. If you choose something encouraging, it will be. So how your mind determines how your day will go. Your state of mind has influence over your body, your relationships, your emotional well-being, your finances. So you got to keep that mind very positive.
Yeah, that's a cool card. I like those cards. I keep meaning to buy them, actually. Okay.
They're big.
Yeah, these are big. These ones are like, you know, the cards you've got similar. These are like a lot bigger deck.
This is as big as my hand.
Yeah, look.
Hold on, because I'm looking at the freaking chat. Hold on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I think everybody's been quite well behaved tonight, haven't they?
Yeah, this is the best chat I've ever seen. I feel so nice. I don't even know what to do with myself.
It's been nice.
Oh, it's been very nice.
So if you're a 9 attitude, you're in a personal year 11, or you're going to go into it in a global year 11. So I feel when this happens, it's like amplified. So spirit, again, I'm going to bang on about this. Personal development, is key. Make sure you're doing things with integrity. Make sure you're doing things to help raise the vibration. If you've got a spiritual based business, this is going to be potentially an amazing year for you. But if you're negative, or in any of these, if you have an addiction, and say if somebody was a full-on alcoholic or full-on drug addict, and I'm not saying anybody here is, you can't have a positive life if you've got a real, the people that are really down, like my uncle used to drink a bottle of whiskey a day. He's not going to feel the full potential of his life path or attitude number, things like that. I just have to put that out there. Numerology, if you have full on really chronic addictions, you're not going to have the positive side. You're probably going to be on the weak side of all these numbers. Just to put that out there. I just felt guided to say that.
Well, that means I'll have to get a different deck.
It's going to be their psychic ability is going to go boom. They're going to probably be having, more insight, feeling a lot more sensitive as well in this year.
Yeah. 7 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups. Ooh. See, sometimes when I do these other cards, they look a little too floofy for me. Like sometimes I just need to look at the old-fashioned Rider-Waite so I really know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I learned from the Rider-Waite and I used them and nothing else for ages. And then one day I got those that you've got, and then I loved them and I couldn't go back to the Rider-Waite.
Well, I like them, but I guess for me, I need to see, I have to see that they confuse me. Maybe because I haven't done tarot long enough where I know.
Yeah, you've got to remember you're pretty new to tarot, whereas I did, like, I felt I sort of did I call it my apprenticeship with the Rider-Waite, and then I started to get bored of them. I was like, I need something a bit colourful, and
I think these are real color. Like I'm all about like
they're great cards.
Those to me are just like I'm just a practical, factual individual. So when I see too much shit going on the cards, it gets me confused,
It's like I can't read the Thoth deck.
I think I can read that better than a lot of these ones that they jazz up.
Whereas I can't read. I got given to someone, I had to give them away. I was like, they mean absolutely nothing to me. And that's just the difference in people, and that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, for the 9 attitudes, which in the 11 year, I got the Page of Cups, so this is, I'd say, about, I'm going to draw another one. Cups are all about intuition, love. This is like messengers. Pages can be messengers. 3 of Pentacles. Oh, look, how perfect is that? Why am I pointing at the screen like everybody can see it?
Yeah, but I got a reverse one here too. I think it's a little bit tough.
The High Priestess is the perfect card for year 11.
Isn't HC? She's the perfect Justice reverse, right?
But you've got like 2 cards out there with 11 and the 2, but they're both like ones.
Yeah.
In year 11.
Pretty weird. Some are going to go up, some are going to go down, right? Don't you think?
Also you have to watch out 11s when you're in 11 year for anxiety, worry, because you're going to be like a psychic sponge.
Some are going to go up, some are going to go down. This is so my cards. They're just like that.
10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, one's reversed.
Nice.
Right, okay, so...
Wait, I have to read this last one because I pulled a 38, which is the number 11.
Okay, cool.
So I feel like I need to read this. Yeah, that's what I think that's what it's going to be. Like, I think some are going to like prosper, like the good ones. You know how I always kept asking you, well, what about the number 11? Like, how does 11 go reverse?
On the weaker side.
On the weak side. Yeah, just like a good moon versus a bad moon. You're crazy or not. Like it's got to have some sort of balance, or like a positive and negative. So that's kind of how in that year I feel like some are going to go up, some are going to go down.
Yeah, because I think if you're not living in integrity, or say if you're in a spiritual-based business and you're conning people, or you're not true, things like that are gonna backfire. Okay,
so for the happy people and the good people out there, the ones that are, it says beautiful green energy surrounding by waves of pink to your heart center upright, indicates that you have a greater readiness to receive love from others as well from yourself, indicate much needed healing from a previous broken heart. The tenders of Raphael remind you to encourage yourself through the compassionate self-talk that you desire to hear from others. And universe will send people in situations that cause your sense of love and support to grow.
I've just seen Violet Flame say about if we get time to have a card. I don't know if she's just come in, but if she looks at the 6 attitude, she goes back. Sorry, my cat. Look, come on. If Violet Flame looks at the 6 attitude number, they're the cards for all the 6, and she's a 6 attitude number.
And we also put a card for you, Violet Flame, in our readings. So.
Oh yeah, and you had cards drawn in the video we did, but Heidi's going to upload that afterwards. So you got some cards there at the beginning, right at the beginning. That wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're my brain was going. So if you've got an 11 attitude number, because there'll be some of you out there that do.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody that'll be born, say, on the 11th of September. So if you, the 11th of September will be an attitude number 11. That's an example.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're going to be in a year 4 in this global year 11, whenever you get to your birthday or near your birthday. So it's hard work, determination, not giving up. So the 11s and 2s are going to be in a year 4. So yeah, You could listen to the number 2 as well for the number 11s. So it's going to be about, you know, nose to the ground. Oh, another thing I didn't talk about was finances. Make sure you might need to sort your finances out in year 4, you know, get organized, dot all the I's, cross all the T's. So if you've got debt, you might need to want to face the debt and things like that, or try and tackle it in a year 4.
And I can say that I was just in a 4, right? And I kind of currently am still, I guess you could say. And I've been like paying off debts, like from my divorce. So divorce bills definitely have been getting paid out.
That's what you're in right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can vouch to that.
Cool. So what do the 11s need to know? The death card, rebirth.
Oh. Oh my God, I love how you said that. Holy shit.
Did I just make the death card sound really positive?
You made it sound so fabulous. Like, I swear that was the funniest thing I've heard for a year.
In my English accent.
Jupiter moon. Full force. Oh, all right. So. Oh my God, why was that so funny?
So
right.
11 attitudes are going to be going through
a death.
A death and a new beginning.
Yes.
And that ties in with that 6 swords, because that's about removing yourself or getting away from a negative situation.
I guess what, Z Golden, I'm ahead of the game here. I'm back on the Bitcoin track making money. So I don't want to hear it. Bitcoin's the new future. Just don't you worry about it. Trust me. Anyway, so yeah, I've got the Ace of Swords. Okay. Reversed. So I think some of you guys are, that's why I had to laugh, because there are going to be some endings that need to just freaking die, okay, in my opinion. So just move it out, let it go. Easier said than done, absolutely. But I think if you do, you have the 8 wands that definitely, I think, can bring in good things. Like, I think, because I look at the 8 of wands and it makes me happy. So
it's a very positive card, that one is.
Yeah. I love the 8 of wands. Actually, it's my favorite card. Until it's reversed. You know what's interesting? Isn't it weird that I haven't pulled any, not like the swords, like I normally, the emotional prisons and all that stuff? Like you
got some good cards.
Yeah, you guys are awfully lucky. You're real lucky tonight. Who else? Who's next?
So the 22 attitude numbers. So these are going to be a little bit more rare, the 22s. Yeah, they're going to be more rarer. So you're going to be in year 6. So the 22s and the 4s. So you could always go back and look at the 4s, and so you get 2 lots. You get the cards from the 4, and you get the cards from the 22. They're going to be year 6. So again, house, home, family. You know, marriage, engagements, might be divorces. It depends on what way it's going for you in your life. As I said earlier, mine was more family stuff for me personally this time round. I can't remember in my last year 6 what was happening. So what do 22s need?
So can you say what you just said again? You said this year, say that again, just real quick.
6 year. So it's house, home, family, marriage, engagements. But like you sort of...
Could people have kids?
Sorry?
Could people have kids?
Yeah, babies. Yeah, but, you know, babies, marriage, engagement. Or if you're older, it could be your children are having babies. That's just happened to someone I was reading for. She's become a grandma. So again, family want her and need her around. So family responsibility.
Yeah.
I got the Knight of Cups. I'm going to pull another card.
We have the World reversed, the Emperor upright.
Interesting. I got the Six of Swords for the year 6. So you might be needing to move away from, maybe some of you are going to be splitting up.
Yeah.
But you need to be getting away from that negative, toxic energy. You see, 22s and 4s don't really like giving up on relationships. They're the ones that don't bounce back very easily from broken relationships. They don't like sudden change.
I think everybody should put $100 into crypto. Sorry, I'm just reading a comment. All right, everybody should. And first of all, I'm going to tell, especially these people, I have this weird $100 into crypto, and you're going to probably thank me for that. Like, I really do feel that way. Why?
After our talk the other night, and Lewis knows about all the stuff, we're going to open one of those accounts that you were talking about.
So, no, don't put it in if you're not okay with losing $100. But I guarantee you, everybody in here has spent $100 on some nonsense junk. Why not stick it in and do it now? Do not wait. If you wait, it's not going to, you got to do it before February. Even $100. Watch. Should everybody in this chat room put $100 in cryptocurrency? That was fast. Trisha, you ask.
Yeah, because I've got some money coming that is like just extra money, so I might invest some of that. In fact, I'm going to.
If you can't do 100, do 20. You sign up for Coinbase, just do it. Just do it.
Was that the thing you sent us when we were talking the other night? Because Lewis knows all about it. He's good with finances.
Yeah.
So would it be beneficial for everybody to invest $100 into cryptocurrency? Right. Okay.
That was a fast yes, wasn't it?
Would it be beneficial to put more than $100 into crypto? I'm actually getting at least 100. At
least. Guys, it's the new wave. Trust me. Like, I had a long conversation with Cliff. Now that I've seen what's going on, now that I've learned certain dynamics of it, I've been studying this, the day things were time stamped. You have no idea. This is no joke. I am counting my blessings that I did not screw up Coinbase and just take the money out like what I was going to do, because I got pissed off that they didn't. It took 10 days. So
Clear Blocks now put $50 last spring, and it's up over $800 now. You would not get that in the bag.
Disclosure: if you lose it, it's not my fault. I said you have to not care. Like, you have to be okay throwing that $100 on down the toilet. That's my advice.
But that's the same with stocks and shares, isn't it? If you're going to do it, you got to be afford to be able to, if it all hit the fan. My dad invested in something years ago, and he didn't put a lot of money in, but it went to £50,000, right, UK money. And he got greedy because he was told it was going to go even higher and higher. And we said, why don't you take half out and leave half in? Because you've put literally a few hundred pounds in. He says, no, I'm going to leave it all in. Do you know what happened within a month? They got frozen on the stock market. He lost everything. He didn't put 50,000 in, but he could have drawn £50,000 out.
Okay,
that was his mistake.
You have to take out the cryptocurrency and you have to put it in a wallet, blah, 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 blah. You got to do a little research. It's not like you just buy it and then you just to be cautious. But I'm going to tell you that don't buy it, and then when it goes to 150, cash it out. That's not what I just said. You keep it there. Okay? That's my advice. Especially this number. This number. Who's this number we're doing right now?
The 22 sixes.
22. Okay.
Then they're visionaries. They're usually like the Richard Bransons of the world, the Bill Gates of the world.
Interesting. So, and I swear to God, like, I'm so serious. I don't ever tell people to do things that I don't ever say you should do this at this time. But I'm going to say everybody should take that risk, because you spend $100 on the lottery, I guarantee you, or you spend $100 on junk that you probably shouldn't buy. Junk food. Don't drink coffee for a month. I don't know.
Well, Golden Reports put, what can you buy with cryptocurrency? Well, for the first time the other day, and I told you about this, I ordered something, it was a hoodie or something, and they said, do you want to pay with Bitcoin? I've never ever seen that.
And I think in the UK, like even I know there's a lot of grocery stores you can buy, like there's ATMs, Bitcoin things. Guys, this is no joke. Like this is the new wave. Think about this. I've been saying this, the minute I heard it, I'm like, okay, well, if you can get on an airplane with your phone, what makes you not think we're not going to have like some sort of currency that changes everything? And it's like in cash, in all the money, the money to produce cash and stuff, it's just going to I believe it's all going to change to this. Now, how it's going to be regulated, how things are going to swap around, that's all TBD. But this is, you can buy a Tesla, I think, with Bitcoin.
Do you know, if I'd have known that you didn't, because I got told about Bitcoin when they were about $500.
I know.
But I thought you had to buy, this is because I knew nothing about it, I thought you had to buy like a whole Bitcoin, which meant I'd have to pay $500 per Bitcoin. If I'd have known I could buy a part of one, I would have been so in there. But I didn't know. And the person that told me didn't know. And she got to buy them at $1.
Amazing. Watch. Is cryptocurrency going to be the new way, the new currency, and the new way everybody pays for things?
Well, if you think credit cards, years ago, nobody would have believed credit cards would have been what they are. Like 50 years ago, you just said, credit cards? What the hell are you talking about?
Right, exactly. Yeah, depositing checks from a phone. I wouldn't even go and put the deposit in a bank, that little machine you put your checks in. I never would do that. I thought it was sketchy as all can be. But
so you can do that by your phone now, can you? Because I've never done that.
Yeah, so I deposit checks now, taking a picture, scanning it.
Right.
Yeah, and like I've never gone to the bank since.
And you'd never have thought of that years ago. Like eventually you'd be able to take a photo of a check and deposit it.
People say this is like AI, blah, 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 blah. Okay, the point is, it's going to be the new money. Like, it doesn't mean you're scanned and chipped and all this stuff. It doesn't mean that. I think people are totally confusing the whole system. Actually, if anything, it's almost against it because it's not traceable. Now, I think it's going to be traceable eventually, but you're traced no matter what. Talk about AI. Every time you use your credit card, every time you use your online banking, everything's AI. Are you kidding me? When I say something and make a comment to my friends outside, for some reason, the YouTube will bring up a topic that I was talking about. They're using it, guys. I mean, we just got to get with the program.
Well, that example of my phone, I listened to a WhatsApp voice message. My friend mentioned a dating app that we were both on, but I'd stopped using it, not had a notification for months. 5 minutes after I listened to her thing, up came all these notifications from this app. Never used it for months.
Yeah.
Do you think that you're not being listened to and watched in other ways? It's like, this is where if you're too close-minded, you're going to lose out. But you've got to be careful. You've still got to be responsible. But if you're too close-minded, look at, what was it? Blockbuster movies, videos, whatever. Didn't believe that the Netflix idea would take off. The Blockbusters is no longer.
And when people say like your money can be taken away, if you use online banking, your money could be taken away. Unless you have your money in your mattress, okay, which I don't advise because the house could burn down, or unless you have the money in your backyard buried in a hole, which you might, and that's old school, I get it. And I'm talking all of your money. Then you are in just as much of a risk as Bank of America being hacked, taken. The reason why there's so much controversy, honest to God, is because what's going to happen? Like all the mortgage companies, I was thinking about this because I was a loan officer for 2 years before I got back into new home sales. What's going to happen with mortgages once this currency thing goes? All these loan officers, everything, it might start. What if it all turns this way? For businesses and everything, it's going to be like that's why there's so much pushback. And I can tell you that when I called to dispute my PayPal, or when I called to dispute it because it took too long because I got pissed off and it dropped. I bought it when it was 18 grand and then it dropped the next day to 12. and then it took 10 days. And I literally could have canceled it and I didn't do it. And because I didn't want to have that bad thing. And I'm telling you, that Bank of America guy was so happy. He was like, absolutely, we can file this dispute. You're going to get your money back. Absolutely. And I thought that was awfully fishy. They were so excited.
Melissa, did you get the picture I sent? I haven't looked at any messages yet because we've been busy, so I'll look after. But I think just with Bitcoin and anything like that is just be sensible about it. Don't go crazy. And I think if you're too close-minded, this is where we miss out. Like my father was so, listen to somebody, the person that advised him to keep his money in got out. Did that not tell you something if they were getting out? Honestly, my dad never got over that. 50 grand, like he would have had, and he put a couple of £100 in, Heidi. Can you imagine? And he was absolutely kicking himself.
Yeah.
Never lived that down.
You know how many times like I have kicked myself for so many things that I've done, like when it with something like that, or I didn't get that chance, or I didn't do that. You know what? Cryptocurrencies will phase out all their currency in metals. And honestly, but I do still believe. Then you know what's going to happen with dollars and stuff? It's going to be like when you trade, like when you have old coins, collectibles. Okay, then money's going to like not obviously the old money, but like maybe then your money might be worth more, because just like how coins get like quarters right now. If you have a quarter that's misstruck, has a wrong strike, or I'm into that too. I do a little bit of that here and there. I got really into that for a while. I look at every quarter, every penny, certain error coins and stuff. It's going to be something like that.
Well, like in the UK, the new £5 notes, new £10 notes, if you've got an old one, you can't spend it. You have to take it to the bank. You can't pay. The £1 coins have now all changed.
Yeah. The
old ones you can't spend them. Nobody will take them apart from the bank.
I have some UK money. I should send it to you. What else am I going to do with it? Like
it's getting like Monopoly. The money is like this greasy. It's like Monopoly money. It's really weird. And it's, like if you had loads of the old ones, you can't go to a shop and spend them. You'd have to cash them in at the bank.
Yeah, there's a lot of silver that just has to be melted down to silver. So the moral of the story is it's silver or gold. It's like it's silver, gold, metals, but that stuff is all going to hold its value, in my opinion. Like that's not going anywhere. If anything, the Bitcoin cryptocurrency is going to just make that go up even more.
Yeah.
Plus, we're saving how much they print. We're going green. Crypto.
Yeah, it's definitely green, isn't it?
Yeah, crypto is green. It's almost like that's why because it can't be printed. It can't be like, it's interesting. People think it's so negative, but the people that think it's so negative, it's like, that's because they heard a bad story. You know what I mean? That's really what it is.
And it's like network marketing that I was saying before that I'm involved in. People have had a bad experience. They hear someone's had a bad experience. Well, there are people earning 6 and 7 figures. Network marketing is going to become not, oh, you're in that. It's going to be who you're with, what company you're with. It's the next 5 years that's going to be taken off even more. But yes, I did actually, Melissa, she sent me some pictures of coins. I did have a look, and they had the date 2022 on them. We've not even got to 2022. I don't know what sort of coins they are. So that was a bit freaky, but I only got to glance at them quickly. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know where. I don't know if she can comment like where the coins were from or whatever. Come on. My father collected old coins as well. He had like coins from the late 1800s because some of them were valuable, but you had to get the right ones.
I know. And you know what? Somebody just wrote, Michael wrote, money, 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 you're killing me, making me sad. It is very true because we are a very materialistic world, but we do need money to buy things. Like money is freedom. I'm not saying you have to have millions of dollars, but let's just be honest. Who the hell in here wants to not have the money that they need to feel like for the freedom? It's not about having loads and loads and shitloads and bags of money and precious metals. The point is, do you want to live? And it's, I don't want to be like a billionaire. I don't give a shit about that. But I want to be able to live okay, happy, have freedom. Like if I want to go do something, I can do something. If I want to help somebody and give them money, I can, and not have to worry about it.
The stress of not having enough, you know, you've got to pay your bills, you've got to eat, you know, my son would starve if I didn't earn money. I'd starve. Unfortunately, you've got to earn money, else you're going to starve.
So
you're not going to have a roof over your head.
When people say those comments, they're just like unrealistic, living in la la land. Let's be honest. Like, everybody needs money to live and survive. And if it is what it is, it sucks. It sucks. That's the kind of world we live in, but we live in this world. That's the life we live in.
Yeah, money, unfortunately. But it doesn't mean to say we're not talking like, yeah, we're going to be greedy and we're going to walk all over people to get what we want. We're not talking about money like that. Yeah. But if you can earn some extra money easily by taking a little bit of a risk, like everything in life's a risk.
Yeah.
Or you're just going to stay stuck. You're just going to, and actually this year, the 11 year is a year not to stay stuck. That's just reminded me. It is the year to take a bit of a risk, because it's not about hanging on to the old. This is like letting go of the fear. So yeah, that ties in, you know, there's going to be opportunities for people to.
It's so funny. Like, I'm sitting here laughing at this. Trisha, look at what this person wrote. This is great. This is freaky. And it's true. It's scary. Colette, I drove by a 7-Eleven and Google asked on my cell, how was your experience at 7-Eleven? Yeah, that's crazy. But that's the world we're living in. My OnStar.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, I have like a GMC Denali. Okay. And when I got it, I had OnStar. I'll never forget. I was pulling out of my community, my neighborhood. My car stopped. No joke. Literally just stopped in the road. Shut down. This beep, the thing turned on. They were like, Miss Vandenberg, is everything okay? And I was like, what the? Like, it scared me. I almost had a mild panic attack because they stopped my car. Okay. Then they asked me if I was okay. And I was like, well, I don't know. The car just stopped. And they were like, well, that's because the testing button and this might need fixed. Okay. But let me just tell you, I canceled OnStar. That has never happened again. Never. So all these cars with all this crazy technology, you know, and all this stuff, it's never happened again. Never. Is that crazy?
Mm.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, somebody can shut your car down if they want, if they're connected with it.
And that's scary.
Okay.
Because what if you're out on your own somewhere, like in the middle of nowhere, and then it shuts your car down and stops it?
Yeah, I've seen that happen. Like, but okay, so there are positive sides. High speed chase, somebody abducts somebody. Okay, yeah, they can say that, but like the point is, you know, we're being tracked, like it or not, guys. Like,
yeah, I think
we do is like being tracked.
Unless you live in a forest, you don't have a phone, you don't have nothing. You don't have any technology, and you go off the grid, but then you can't go to the doctors. You can't, if you've got a medical emergency, you won't get seen. You know, you just really very difficult to live off the grid.
Heathen, breathing fire. We did your chart.
And people say, like, oh, you know, I want to be a free, you know, what is it? They want to be free. They don't want to be like have a national insurance number or whatever. You can't really, because you can't get a job, you couldn't go to the doctors again, the hospital, you can't get treatment. Unfortunately, these people that want to like be not owned by the government, it's pretty difficult in this world to do that, isn't it?
This guy wrote, Heidi Vandenberg, it's your own fault. Did you read the agreement when you subscribed to OnStar? Okay, first of all, I don't read agreements, unfortunately. Like, unless it has to do with selling a home, I know the contracts. But other than that, I am the worst. Okay, so no, I did not. Absolutely not. Okay, look at what he said. Well, like, why do these people say these things? No, not you, who just said that.
Be careful of the trees. There may not be trees. True.
Okay, but look, here's the deal. You want me to just use my card talent? Okay, well, first of all, I do my talent's astrology. Okay, number one, I use cards just as another tool. But let me just say this. A lot of people come to me for readings that are in financial issues, that need some help and need stuff like this. So I can tell you, and I do a lot of people that have a ton of money and want to know when to invest it on certain days. Okay, so that's one of my talents I am not just an astrologer. I've been in the business field and in the I've been selling homes since I was 22. So that is a big part of my life too. And I think you can really run successful businesses with astrology. I think you can make better decisions with astrology because it's not just living in spiritual la la land, in my opinion. Like I'm not that type of person. So yes, I use all this stuff, but a lot of people need help like this. A lot of people are not in like positions where they're struggling and they want to know how to make money. This is a great opportunity to make some money by you just taking a risk that it's got to be, like I said, don't invest your whole life savings in it. But the point is, I think you're going to do yourself.
I have people come into me that have got money and say, I was quite surprised, like, shall I buy this nightclub? Shall I buy this hotel? I'm like, do they need me to, and like, I was pleasantly surprised. Like, shall I stay in business with my brother? Are we compatible in business?
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of other things that can, because guys, we just live in the real, like you have to live in the real world too. I mean, in my opinion, that's just me. I'm just like, I can't just look at things with the rose color glasses on. I'm a realist. So
I also have people like one lady, she's in the oil industry. We look at her staff. We look at their dates of birth and are they in the right job? And like we picked up, and I'm not going to give information, that somebody was a life path number 3 and they totally, turns out, fabricated they didn't have the credentials, and a life path number 3 can do that. They weren't in the right, they got the wrong person for the job and lost a lot of money.
Okay.
I even have people asking me things like that.
So Agron, I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to contact you soon. The reason why I haven't I know you're waiting. I know you're not even complaining, but so he's this person in the chat. I won't say his name again, but he's one of my clients who has bought, he keeps getting readings from me and I keep yelling at him. Okay. But he still does it anyway.
He's a great guy.
He's an amazing guy. He's as smart as can be. He is just, okay. And honestly, I'm going to tell you why, because I am learning a certain thing with a certain tool, and then we're going to talk because I'm going to help you with it, and I want you to use it too. So you were just so you know, it's coming.
It's like one of the most
something. Yeah.
Great best client, the best person to read for, or one of the best, I'd say.
Yeah. So the point is, everybody needs to make money. We need money to live. Sorry, unless and that's the problem, I think, sometimes with that globalist mentality, unfortunately, or whatever, that other side, the one heavy L side, I won't say it, but unfortunately, I'm not all about like somebody rising to the top, but I'm not about, one thing I don't agree with is for somebody that lives off of the system 100% when they don't need to. And it's a proven fact, like even in Maryland, that when you let that go and you let people take advantage of it, yes, some people need it. And I am all for that. The people that are disabled, my brother was disabled and he needed that. Some people absolutely need it, but the people that don't, the people that are lazy, the people that don't want to go to work, that's when I have a problem with it. Okay. So
right in the UK, they'll go and have a baby just so they can get a home given to them.
Yeah. It's nuts. Like that is to me is disgusting. Like that to me just annoys me big time. That's one of my pet peeves. I could say that's why the only reason and the only thing that which has made me, swing one side a little bit was for that. Swear to God. Because when I made a ton of money and I was doing very well, I really didn't, because half of it got paid to everybody else in taxes.
I do have a problem with that when there's people that genuinely, and that's what it was designed for, when they're in need or they're out of a job, it's like a temporary help, or if someone is disabled. Yes. But when people are just living off the state because they just cannot be bothered and it's too easy, but the government has allowed it by allowing, if there was, it was designed for short term, not long term. It's not a way of life. It's not what it was designed for.
And I don't care if you live in the United States of America, you have every opportunity in the world. I don't know how it is in the UK, but I'm speaking for, the United States. If you are privileged enough to live in the United States of America, you can, unless you have some sort of disability or illness. And I see disability kids with disabilities, people with disabilities that have jobs that companies hire them to do things. So I don't even want to hear that excuse. But if you have the opportunity and you live in America, why do you think when so many people that are from foreign countries and foreign lands come over here and succeed and blow us all out of the water? You know, doctors come from India. And I mean, it's very true, because it's the opportunity, because we have a lazy mentality. That's my opinion. And I know, and I'm sorry if it offends people. And that's one of my pet peeves.
Well, that's why network marketing, right? I'm just going to say this thing for it. I know I do talk about it, but I haven't done for a long time. With that, you don't need any qualifications. You don't have to go to an interview. You don't have to go and buy special clothes. You can run a business from home in your pajamas if you want. Very little startup costs. No over. How many businesses can you start for maybe £100 or less? True, because there are a lot of good companies out there, and you don't need a qualification. You just need the drive to want a better life.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need anything. There is no excuse when there's something like that on hand.
Yeah.
As long as you're interested in that product or that company, there's no excuse to be out of work, unless there are people that are poorly and that can't. But there are a lot of disabled people in the UK. They have to have so many disabled people in a company legally to give them the opportunity.
And so, like, when I say that, let me rephrase this one more time so nobody gets the wrong impression. If you have something wrong with you where you physically can't work, okay, if you mentally can't because of stress or like PTSD, or somebody that was served in the military that has, why do you think President Trump is doing everything he can for people with VA? So it's like, I'm talking about just YouTube, like certain things, like, you know, there's certain videos I would love to post. Once I get to 10,000 subscribers and I can make posts, I would love to post this one YouTube that I saw. It's this woman and what she says. And it makes like the hair stand on the back of my neck. It gives me like these, because you know what? I didn't finish school and I've had to bust my ass to get where I am. And I haven't asked anybody for anything besides, you know, I had everything. I'm going to be honest. My parents gave me everything. But then I realized when I was like done, when I was out of the house and moved, you know, they weren't going to bail me out anymore. So I had to figure out a way to live the same lifestyle. And I've worked my ass off since I was 22 years old. So for me, I don't even have like you know, I don't have any like sympathy.
I don't have any degrees or anything. All my education.
Yeah.
I left school at 16 and everything I've done since, like in the military or whatever, is just through, you know, I've been more educated leaving school than before. I don't have a degree or anything. I don't have any qualifications in what I do, but, you know, I have a passion for it. Because somebody tried to pull me up, oh, you don't have, you know, you haven't done certificates in numerology. Well, I don't believe you need to.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you don't need to do. It's all about who you know. Sorry, guys. It is so true. Okay, yeah. So there's people in here just said, why isn't Trump not protecting cannabis patients? I don't agree 100% with him on everything. Okay. And I don't think that there are enough, like, he's not, if it were up to him, he would let everybody have cannabis. It's just my opinion, but he's not. He literally, I think, has to follow certain rules, regulations, guidelines. I don't think, okay, let's ask the rods. I think the cannabis thing is just like it's a tax-paying thing. It makes states money. I think it's gonna be fine. Every little threat, it's just to make the conservatives happy. Hold on.
Clarity after dark. I absolutely agree with you.
Will cannabis always be legal in the United States of America? Yeah, it's not going away, guys. Don't worry. I mean, and that's the thing. They want to spread the fear, blah, 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 blah. Wait until this year. Everybody's going to be smoking cannabis. This year's going to shake up the store. I mean, everybody's going to, yeah, don't worry. Everybody will be fine. All right. Do we have any more numbers to do while we're at it?
No, we got to the end.
Okay, good. Good.
Got on a little bit of a rant there, didn't we? But I totally agree with you.
I was arrested as a medical refugee with my legal pot out of state. So I don't understand that scenario. So, you know, look, guys, for me, I like foreigners. I love foreigners. You know, if you know, watch any of my YouTube channels or like any of my other shows, I have almost issues sometimes with American mentality. So the last thing I am, if I were to, I would save all the refugees if I could. That's just the way Heidi is. So I am not that person. And if there's one thing I didn't agree with Trump on is, you know, how he would say those kind of things. But there are certain things that I do understand where he's saying. But Trump is not racist when it comes to that kind of stuff. Why do you think the DACA thing is being worked out? It will. You can't worry about it and stress out about it and let all these other whack jobs put fear into your mind thinking it's not going to get fixed. Think positively. It's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. What is meant to happen is going to happen. Trust me. So there are going to be probably 1 million Americans that get expedited this year for there will be a lot of spots coming in. You'll be fine. That's what I believe. And I think that everybody has to understand is everything that was told to you about that individual, Mr. Trump.
Somebody says I don't agree with this.
It was all to scare the hell out of you. So, and I'm going to tell you, shit's about to change. You guys, everybody that watches this, your heads will spin what is about to happen. And I can confidently say that everything that I said about Donald Trump was 100% accurate. I never questioned my feeling about that. I never second guessed it. I always said, if I am wrong about him, I will come up here, I will stick my foot in my mouth and say I was wrong. But that's how much I know astrology, that astrology works. And I do believe his intentions are always great. So I know some people are going to hate this video, and that's fine. And I'll get a bunch of trolls that bitch and complain. But that's just the truth. And I'm tired of pretending for standing up for the person that leads our country. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree with Benjamin on the weed thing. I think the medical side of it, I agree with, but long-term use of it daily, I just don't feel is good for you. And I don't think anybody's ever going to change my mind on that. Maybe
Trisha, why don't you say what Trump's number is and what his number is again one more time?
He's a life path 4.
And what's 4 about?
4s are about, so it's a Capricorn number, you can 4 to Capricorn. They're about structure, bringing jobs. My son's a 444. So they're very about money, but not for greed, it's security. They like to feel financially secure. So when he says he wants to bring jobs to America, structure, order, that's what he's about. That's what his life path number is about. And I predicted, and this isn't oh, look at me, 7 months, and I'm not into politics. 7 months before he got in, I was on the radio, I've got the podcast. I said he would get in purely on his numerology. And he's got 7s in his chart as well.
Yeah.
So the 4 is about structure. It's about, my son likes him as well. Not saying we're big Trump fans, but if Hillary had got in, I'm telling you now, you'd be all complaining far more. Because if that was the only 2 options, and we looked at the options when there was still loads of people running, when Ted Cruz and all them were still running for it, that's when we were looking at it. If she'd have got in, and like I say, I'm not into politics, I'm not American, but if she'd have got in, it would have been, I think everyone would have been crying a lot more. I was gobsmacked. My son was watching people crying because they got in. I might upset people saying that.
I was crying because people were so mean at the inauguration. I don't even cry.
They were going into meltdown. They were going hysterical, like when the Beatles used to go touring. Yeah. People going hysterical, crying.
Let's say next week, all the people that were crying are going to be like, what?
I feel that he will do something that will change everybody's view of him. I've always said it. And this was before I met Heidi. I've said this way before I met you. I feel he will do something that will be, I think a lot of people will change their minds about him.
Yeah.
He might do more than one big thing.
He's going to do a lot of big things.
So I'm not just saying this because Heidi's saying it. I said it way before I even met Heidi. I said this 7 months before he was voted in.
It's awfully interesting. The more like foreign countries, like he has more support. Like I saw when he went to certain countries, he had fans all over the place. He had more fans there than he did in certain cities here. It's like, it just is so disturbing to me. And you know what the best part about him is? Nobody understands. Like he has Moon conjunct K2 in Scorpio. What happened? Did we lose it?
It's just my light. It's only me.
He has Moon conjunct K2 in Scorpio. I can tell you that nothing more that this, like, he's achieved everything in his life. He has a thing always searching for that happiness. Okay. So he literally believes, and I know when everybody gives this Scorpio and gives K2 a bad rap, but I can tell you that I have K2 in Scorpio and it works very nicely. It does all about doing the right thing and being loyal and stuff. If you're not screwed, if somebody doesn't screw you over, you will never screw them over. Loyal to a fault. If you screw them over, if you backstab them, sucks for you. And I can just say that that's how it works. But he has all good intentions. His family lives here. His ascendant is in MAGA. It's all about that family lineage, that family line. He wants nothing bad to happen to the United States of America.
No. I feel, and again, it's just a hunch that, like when I was watching a lot of, and this was again before I met Heidi, I was watching a lot of astrologers, and like Joni Petrie, she was one of the very few astrologers that said he would get in. And it was like they said a king has been born. It was to do, I can't remember the specifics because I'm not. I was
in California when she wrote made that thing. And then she was at my house 1 month later and she said it. And then we talked about it the night of the election and she definitely was spot on. But
wasn't it something about a king was born or something like that? Yeah. So it's like he was, you could say it was all in alignment. I mean, I'm not saying I agree with everything he said. You know, there's some, I think a lot of people, you know, he upsets people because he's quite outspoken. He'll just say it as how he feels.
Guys, people don't understand, like the people that like the when people say
thank you both, Rex, Jenny, Julie, and Jeff. My question.
Oh, you guys so awesome. Thank you. That's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't forget the bottle of lemonade, Trisha. I haven't. It's
honestly, I just put a card for everything I just thought, and it's the world. And you know,
ooh, sorry. I'm
gonna say that I've never in my life felt so strongly about something where I get emotional, like I know the man. Okay. And I've always been this way about him. I've always liked him. And I never even watched TV, never watched The Apprentice, never gave a shit whatsoever. You know, my dad had a few Trump books back in the day. And
I watched because I like The Apprentice in the UK, and I even watched the American version just to see how it compares.
Yeah.
And I thought he treated them nicer than Alan Sugar does in the UK. Although he's a nice guy deep down, but he was a lot nicer to them. I can tell you that now, because Alan Sugar could be pretty brutal.
Yeah. Honestly, he's gonna shake up this freaking, you know, I was thinking today when he was saying, he keeps playing on my news channel that I watch, One American News Network. They keep playing that one part of one of the debates when he was like, Hillary, if I win, I am going to hire a private investigator, or I'm going to have my attorney general have a certain prosecutor to take you down and to do a special investigation. And, you know, you might not have thought it was going to happen right away. And, you know, everybody, it fizzled down. But I can tell you, I believe everything that he said he's doing. He's just not one that's going to announce it. So everybody, like, if he announces it, what are they going to do? Burn the evidence? You know, once that gets leaked, people are going to start hiding things. People are going to, then it's able to like be hidden up. He knows that. He likes to hit people with the big bombs, you know, like, boom, here you go. That's how he goes down.
Todd May, sorry, is making a good point. Everybody liked him until he became president as a Republican.
Yeah. And guys, he would have never stood out and won if he didn't say the way he said things on the campaign. And, you know, there were so many times when I said, God, did he really just say that? And I don't care. That stupid comment he made to the Bush guy 100 years ago. Let's just say I've said way more vulgar stuff than that. I know every man in here has. I know every woman has, most of them. Okay. And I can tell you that everybody's acting that way. At least he's not doing physical actions. Guys, if he did all that stuff, that shit would have been out way long ago. Do you know how many people tried to get stuff on him? Anything he did, that man did. I mean, if anything, he's like a saint. Put it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, there's men, you know, like I was talking to you earlier about the paedophilia thing in the UK. There's just normal everyday men that are doing far worse, you know, grooming children online and preteens. Like, are they not? That to me is far worse.
Yeah. Let's look at that. Google that stuff, you know, look at the facts. Go look up FBI reports and look at what Bill Clinton has done and what that whole campaign, all those people, the Epsteins, that all hang out with each other. Look at that. I mean, it's not rocket science, guys. The fact that people just don't want to open up their eyes to that and think that that's even possible. And, you know, I get it. That's fine. But you'll see it this year. You'll have to open your eyes up to it this year. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I cannot believe this.
It's going to be interesting.
It is. All right. Well, Trisha, I'm sure you have to go to bed.
Yeah, I think I'm ready for bed. Although I'll need a bit of time to wind down.
So thank you for being such a trooper.
We've been on over 3 hours. Oh my God.
Yeah, and everybody in here, just please make sure you subscribe to Trisha's channel. I'm going to stick it in the chat right now. So everybody here, if you're not subscribed, I will check. Hopefully she has all those new subscribers. All right.
Yeah, and I will be. I've got life path number 3 video to make yet. They're slowly coming. It's just, I've just, you know, in between doing private readings, and everything, it just takes longer than you realize. You've got to really sit down and just get them done.
Yeah. And you know what? I don't even care anymore. If I lose subscribers over it, you'll come back in a month. We'll say that. You come back in a month, maybe 2. All right. So,
yeah.
All right.
I know at the end of the day, not everybody's going to agree, are they? You know, you're not going to get 100% people agree with you. You never probably will.
No, and he's not going to do everything perfect, guys. Let's be honest. He's got other people controlling him. So they think. So they think. Okay.
I miss 90s music. I love 90s music.
New Kids on the Block?
Oh, no. I wasn't into them.
I was. I totally was.
I wasn't really into boy bands.
That's the only boy band I think I was ever interested in.
Oh, I sort of like Take That when they got older.
Yeah.
When they came back.
All right. So please subscribe to Trisha's channel. Once again, she is a spiritual numerologist. She does live readings on her show. She's fabulous.
Thank you.
You get a report from her. You'll get a detailed 36-page readings are off the charts. I'm going to say that I'm going to pull everybody one more card just quickly. Peace and harmony. This is a great card to end this show with. So guys, everything is okay for the good ones. For the good ones. So everybody just calm down. Don't be shocked when things start hitting the fan. We have peace and harmony.
Yeah, the best way to get through it all is if you can be like a palm tree. Palm trees flex in the wind, whereas like a rigid tree snaps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a great analogy. Be like a palm tree that bends with the...
Yeah.
And snap in the winds.
And after, you will see a video that Trisha and I just did for those readings I was talking about earlier. Okay, so
which we made before we came live. So it's all been done tonight.
Yeah. So we've been on here for 6 hours.
Yeah. Really?
Only 6. That's it.
Wow, I spent longer today with you than I have my son.
You know what's so crazy though? When it's doing something that you like,
It doesn't feel like.
Does it feel like 6 hours? No, I feel like I could go another 2 hours, but I can't because I have to go to work tomorrow. But
yeah, if it wasn't 3 a.m., you know.
If it wasn't 3 a.m. for Trisha, she is you know what? Let me just say this. She is one hell of a trooper. She is like she lives in the UK. She's on different time zones. She has done so many shows with us to accommodate times with Rex. She's been on the League Project. She's a trooper and she really likes doing it. She loves doing readings and loves helping people. She has every great intention, and that's why I like working with her. And she does readings and dives into them like me and goes deep. And that's our favorite thing to do. We can sit up here and talk and BS all day long. And I know we always lose subscribers and people that drops down when we start doing readings. But honestly, that's what my passion is. And I'm pretty sure that's Trisha's too, right?
It is. It is. Absolutely. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Heidi. And I'll speak to you soon.
All right, I'm just going to say bye to you.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thanks for watching.
Trisha the Trooper.
Have a good night. All right, let me just get live off. I forget how to do this for some reason.